Hello world. Um, the joke better used as a might. Where am I? What am I doing? Are we done? I think we're done in here. Talk to the queen. We're at rest now. New war soon. Come again. Most valuable loot, and we can just grab some of that, and they won't mind. Thank you. This is going to the depth. I'm pretty sure the depth have been explored. So we're gonna go outside. How are our spells looking? Not great. Mirror image. Oh, and people have taken all kinds of damage here as well. Leave. Oh.
What a sorry spectacle. The treacherous servant of a treacherous king, who in his turn is mere servant to even greater powers. He impersonates a lesser creature and dies. A good joke is a powerful weapon, and a bad one can seal the Joker's fate. So be it. Rise, my unfortunate jester. Your performance is not over yet.
Well, he actually did die. Wait, can we go back? Or is he just gone now? Like, that kind of is like, oh, we need to go back and see if we can face him. But no, he's gonna be gone, isn't he? I don't want a loading screen for that. Or if there's an exit over here. Like an area exit. Does not look like it. But we still have a bunch of stuff to do. This area. We need to fight this thing later on. And we need to... Actually, maybe I should just... Maybe we can fight this thing. Let's check it out. Like, we don't know.
Confide in me.
Oh, wait. We also don't have hardly any heals.
What troubles you?
Have anything we can precast? Not really.
Just letting the ink dry.
How may I help?
And Lindsay was called.
Alright, let's do a little bit changing here. We got cure light wounds. We got cure moderate wounds. We've got... Mirror image. We've got ear-piercing scream. Wait, no. Face, hideous laughter. Touch of fatigue. Touch range. Ear-piercing scream. Ear-piercing scream. We have light. We know that. We don't have to have it on the keybind. Right, maybe like this.
I'm listening.
And no, Touch of Good is just 1 round. Healing it for 1d4, alright.
There are other ways to cast this spell.
Oh, right, only if they're down, I remember. We can get one of those back. Or... Bless again. 1 morale bonus on attack rolls and saving throws from fear effects. 1 bonus attack roll or just an extra heal? I expend 1 use of channel energy. Activating this ability to increase the duration to a number of rounds equal to the number of dice is channel energy. I don't think I have... Wait, do I have channel energy yet? I don't think I do. Could put a shield of faith on someone rather than bless. I think that's instant. Oh, and this can actually be turned into a cure light wounds. That's good to know. Can I? No. Wish we could like auto Blessing of the Faithful all the time. No rage either. No nothing. Alright, let's just check it out. Doesn't work. There's no way this is gonna work.
Enemy provoked. The path is clear.
Oh, you're not even an enemy. I see. Well, not until we loot this stuff, eh?
Tread lightly.
Lab journal. Went to the woods, found... Oh, wait. Went to the woods, found many roots, pine cones, flowers, and dead squirrel. Can't little I can make of that. I must consider where I might gain rarer ingredients for my experiments. Some damnable raccoons got into the hut while I was exploring the woods. Broke all the glassware. The only things left are a 10 flat-bottom glass tubes, 5 round-bottom flasks, a couple of porcelain mortars, 3 pestles, and the precious spiral. A good thing all the pots are still there. So many good chemicals wasted. Shame. I need to lock everything up in the closet. I tried to finish the experiment today. The one I started in the old lab. Used lead power from the master's box. At a crystalline stage, the liquid foam changed color. Formed a deposit. Another unsuccessful experiment. And I've all but exhausted my supply of essential materials. But a raccoon with the snare trap didn't get the bastard to the hut in time. Perhaps I should ask some hunters to help catching the subject. Third attempt at crystallization. Broke the round bottom flask. I recall my tutor calling me ham-handed. I'll prove to everyone, alright. Today, an old lady came from the village asking me to make her goats yield more milk. I had to help. I'm desperate in need of money. Oh, why must I spend my time so? Boring, boring, boring. Several pages remain empty, then the writings continue. Duration day 1. I finally got a chance I can't miss. I found a dying elf in the woods. She was barely breathing. The ants were swarming all over her. Who is she? What happened to her? It matters not. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. With great effort, I managed to drag her out into the hut, remove her clothes, and hide her behind the bags in the corner. Enough wasting my talents on trifles this for action. Oh, wow. Use the largest glass tube from the master's box, one with a warning. In case of contact with skin, wash off immediately. Huh. The doddering parrot of all the standard warnings. Alright. Observation day 3. The subject has survived. Had to tie her up and gag her. Moaning could attract unwanted attention. Her skin is changing. Is this it? Is this her? Hard to determine the precise character of these changes. Early stagings of festering, perhaps. The treated areas do smell faintly well. Observation 5. The change continues faster and faster. The epidermis has festered away. Joints grown swelling, though calloused, and the subject has a fever. Day 9. Over the past few days, the subject's legs has become covered with mildew and moss. Yeah, that is her. So what was it? How do we cure her? That's gotta be a thing, right? We can cure her? That's gotta be a thing. Body changes are so significant, it's impossible to recall the creature's original appearance from the way it looks now. Teething growth covers the whole body surface. Subject attempts to move, had to immobilize her. I try to make contact, but she utters stuff. Observation day 18, the subject's have grown several times larger. She's now strangely quiet. I'm beginning to worry. She will make me famous. My living experiments show all signs of obedience. She's most like a tree, a magnificent walking tree. She's already 8 feet tall, and the child keeps growing. I wish I could give her space, more fresh air, sunlight. I suspect we shall need fertilizer. For now, let's think of a name for my girl. Lesser restoration? I don't think lesser restoration is gonna work. I think we need greater restoration, probably. The body of a woman fouled beyond recognitions. Torn the leather lash. Leather leash. We're not gonna be doing any mobility stuff here.
Let us be careful.
Yeah, we're gonna go... over here, and... Dude, are you kidding me? We need a greater restoration. Maybe we have a greater... Well, we can... Can we use greater restoration potion like that? No, we need a greater restoration spell. I'm assuming I don't have that. Enlarge, cure light wounds, corrosive touch, conjuration. Is that conjuration we're looking for? Feeblement, protection from good, summon monster, protection from chaos, bane, freedom of movement, raise dead, grenade. How does raise dead work? Is that... Restore the life to a deceased party member. A raised creature has a number of hit points equal to its current HD. Rested also remove the death's door condition. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The subject grants 2 permanent negative levels when it's raised. Ooh. Alright. Somebody gains 2 permanent negative levels when it is raised. Just if it hit by an energy draining. How do we get that back? Probably not. Probably don't get it back. Guild of Faith, Bless. Cooking Grass. Thickening. Arcane Bow. Inflict moderate wounds. Blindness. True Strike. Piercing Scream. Mage Armor. Snowball. Find Favor. Lesser Restoration. Banish. Protection from Evil. Protection from Law. Scorching Ray. Protection from Evil. And Protection from Chaos. Alright, what about here? What about this thing? Got this thing. Someone's using light armor, right? Injured +1 you already have. You can't use that. You can use this. Oh, wait. Oh, 4 max dexterity. We can use this. I probably don't want to, though. Yeah, mages. Like we get... Oh, arcane spell failure. We don't want that. Definitely not. What about here? Do we have anything fancy? Does not look... We've got our 2 shields present, I suppose. Gotta be a trap. Just know it. It's gotta be a trap. Annoying. Alright, but what we're gonna be doing is... Yeah, we're gonna go this way, but we're gonna rest as soon as people get tired.
I need to catch my breath.
Maybe we can rest at the trading post. No, we're so close. We can rest here. Wonder if they do want to talk about Tartu show. We can check that out. Another one says, hi, new stream. Oh, stream about. No voice lines? Hi. Old? It says in the title, right? I think it says in the title. Wait. Where do you point? Where's the title? Is there a title? You see it? What is the stream about? The stream is about Linux, philosophy, psychology. I think those are the things it says. Maybe. Nora says new games, Twitch Prime. Every week, eh? Shit. Thanks for the reminder. For the reminder, indeed. That's every week, right? Yeah. Every Saturday? That's weird. Maybe I should do like a weekly just reminder. Every Friday? Oh, look at that. Oh, right. Your Friday. And we're gonna put repetition weekly. I wonder if that's gonna help me. I didn't even put it on Fridays or Saturdays. I put it on Sundays for some reason. Weird. I don't actually know if it's weekly. I feel like your bot does not mention it, right? Because it's... They're not considered free. don't actually know if it's weekly. Time is weird, yeah. It's not free, exactly. It's not free. Kind of pay for it. Thanks for the reminder. Great stuff. Maybe I'll just do every time I check for the Epic games, I can check for the other games as well. Also, there is a free game on Steam today. Minion something. It did pop up as a news thing. Oh, here's a free game. Minion Monsters, was that it? Did you see it? Do I need... I can check up the name of it. No problem. Minion Masters. There we go. Minion Masters. I was this close to actually maybe playing that today, because it's from the people who made that other game that I played recently. That's a good... Where did I put that game? Played it recently. Weird, I don't see it. Maybe I didn't keep it installed. Hoping for a good time. The Tug of War game, yes. As always free. Oh, is it? That's weird, it popped up and said, hey, here's a free game for you. And it said when I bought the thing, it says, oh, 100% off. Yeah, and I do remember when I played Forced Showdown, that I was like, oh, they've made another game, let's check it out. Oh, it's... I was like, oh, maybe I want to play that? No, it costs money. I don't want to pay for a Tug of War game. Like Clash of Clans, a lot of people compare it to. I might take a break from this game a little bit and play that game just for a day or two and then go back to this game, because I think I need to do that a couple of times. This is a long game. Also, what is the use for the Pine phone that you found? Oh, by the way, speaking of the Pine phone, my Aurora store doesn't work. When I search for stuff, there are no games there. I can't search for any games. So... I can't search for anything on the Aurora store. Tried it once, I can maybe try it again. Maybe that's not you? Ah. Oh, wait, actually... Maybe? Nope. Can't search. Pops up like the... Actually, it does show up a bunch of apps. In the opening screen or whatever, but if I press the games button, there are like 4 games there and then nothing. Like it was the other time, but I guess I can scroll through all the based on your recent activities, suggestions for you, recommended for you, popular apps, navigation and maps. Like there are a few here. I wonder if I can install something. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think there's anything I want here though. It might be a problem. It worked just a couple of days ago. Yeah, it worked just a couple of days ago, but we'll see. Nodon says, if you remember, I talked about getting free games on Amazon using no rush shipping. Yeah, I didn't remember the no rush shipping things. I remember getting free games on Amazon. Well, an annoying thing is that I bought the GTA 3 and GTA Chinatown Wars, but they wouldn't download because it said it wasn't compatible. Install the Amazon App Store app on the PinePhone, download the games, sideload it to my tablet, and it just works. That's a use case for sure. Holy fuck, that's a lot of work. But if it works, it works. Oh. The Guardian of the Bloom says, "Greetings." The nymph's tender voice comes to you softly. The scent of flowers and evening dew is dizzying. Yeah, because the compatibility, right? This is the list from Rockstar, exactly. The compatibility. They're just too lazy to update it? Something? Wait. Do you think they still care? I think it's one of those, oh, we've released it, it's finished. It's like this game. Yeah. This game had a significant, or, well, an annoying fucking bug. And then I look up, answer to it like, this is super annoying. Why is this in the game? I look it up. Oh, it's because you're playing on the Linux version, and they had that bug, and they fixed it on the Windows version, but not the Linux version, and now they've kind of abandoned. They're not going to give any more updates to the game, so it's like, alright, I guess I'm playing on mine. But I don't know if it's laziness, or if it's just abandonware. That's the name that people used to say, right? Abandonware. It's not software anymore, it's abandonedware. Hello, Coleman. Let's see, how are you doing today? Fat fingering all over the place, eh? Everyone says, I don't think Rockstar cares. No. Me neither. Guardian of the Bloom continues. In this dark hour, I had not even dreamed of encountering someone in these lands who could stand against the one who blights me. But you appeared, and you brought hope. Along with you, with the strength of the fog fading, I am able to show you the way to the Stag Lord's fortress. Please go there, slay our enemy before he can strike another blow. Will you help me in the battle? What happens after I defeat the Stag? Oh, let's ask. Will you help me in the battle? I don't think so. It's like... Oh, says Coleman. Hey. How's it going? How you doing? That was a long time ago. I cannot, the nymph lowers her head. My power serves barely enough to make a slight tear through the veil of fog, keeping the way open to you is all I can do to help. The loathsome dung-eater lord. I don't think I ever got that far. Maybe I should bring that game up again. There were a bunch of things that I didn't do where I was like, oh, maybe like a bunch of side bosses and whatnot that I just kind of forgot about because they weren't on the main path. I know there was a couple of dragons and whatnot. Maybe I kind of hit a wall. Yeah, I hit a wall. There was this boss that just one-shot me. It was a long run, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. Is just annoying. The boss has way too much health and one-shots me, and I have to run for like 2 minutes and zigzag and whatnot, and I was like, ah, fuck this. I've had enough. The game was fun, but there still is some things I could explore, check out. What happens after I defeat the Stag Lord? Will I ever see you again? The nymph casts her eyes down a moment. And you would like to see me again? Then yes, of course. I'll come to you once the tormentor is gone for good. I really hope to have a chance to show you the true beauty of these lands, the meadows, the flowers. You can count on me. I'll deal with the Stag Lord and his minions. No one will ever harm you anymore. Anymore, eh? Your words resonate inside my soul. Now I can see that I chose the right person, worthy to hear my pleas. The nymph leans forward and places something in your hand. Should you lose, my heart will stop with yours. Oh, wow. But should you win, the sun shall rise once more over these lands. In his rays, the ring dance of blooming life, we shall meet again. I will leave you a small gift, a token of hope, the reward that awaits you after all these hardships. Farewell. No. Take care. Nymph's gift? Wait, she just left? Right? What was the gift? Is this the nymph's gift? There you go. +2 dodge bonus. AC against ranged attacks? No, Amulet of Mighty Fists. That's what we're going for. Dodge to AC against ranged attacks. Maybe Tristan here? A good idea. Note says that GTA Chinatown Wars is pretty cool. It is the somewhat modern variant of the original up-down style. I think I played Chinatown Wars a long time ago, maybe? I'm not sure, but maybe. Go. No, you know what? No. You get it. You don't have one, right? You just have a silver chain. There you go. Definitely. All right. What do we do first? First, we go and see if Lindsay has something to say. I don't think so. Nope. Oh. I won't leave without you. So, we're gonna store in weight, and we're gonna drop all of this stuff off. Wonder if I should keep this golden toad. Alright. Expert in antiquities. Expert in antiquities. Expert in antiquities. More experts in antiquities, right? We can drop off all the food. Craftsman or a collector. Yeah, this lab journal was interesting. We need to decide which books to keep. Or what that's good for. Oh, herb liquor. It's not liquor, it's liqueur. Who knows? Probably for food. What is this? Silver statuette? Merchant would pay for it. Get some nuts. For food. Edible moss? I've never eaten moss in my life. Doesn't even say anything about selling it. Bet you check that out. More antiques. More antiques. The other stuff is just for merchants. There we go. Antiquities. So many antiquities, eh? Special hops, useful household item. Special hops. Much loot. Oh, old map. Bunch of copper rings. Oh wow, those are not very valuable. Mandibles of a huge spider. Oh! We were supposed to give that to someone. Yeah, we have a quest to give that to one of the mites, right? I think so. Here we go. Wand of True Strike. You gain temporary intuitive insight into the immediate future. Wow. 16 charges. Plus 20 insight bonus. Just guaranteed to hit with the Wand of True Strike. Pretty neat. Wand of Magic Missile. Oh, that's fantastic as well. Find traps. That's probably going to be useful one of these days. Expeditious Retreat. A bunch of movement speed. 15 charges. Might need to get that someday. Who knows? These spells actually... You know what? I don't think I'm gonna carry all these spells. Am I? Oh, no, we're carrying a bunch of stuff. Right, where do we have duplicates? Sell a bunch of duplicates. From where I did put all the don't have any extra torches. Fuck. Well, I can probably buy a torch for cheap. What is this? Notes. Gotta look for recipes. No. You just do this and see. Bunch of antiquities and foods, and here we go. Sweet pancakes. Oh, we have to take it, I see. Or to get the recipe, we have to take it and do stuff with it, I suppose. Don't we have more notes? Written orders. Notes. Thought I had seen another recipe, I guess. Maybe not. Or maybe. Let's see. There we go. Sweet pancakes. Copy recipe. There we go. Go and do some selling. Show me what you've got. Alright, so. Grab everything. We sell all of this. Gonna sell this book. Gonna sell. I think we can sell all of this stuff, right? Not that ring, but maybe I should sell that ring. Fucking hell, it's such a good ring, even though it's a present from Tartusio. Oh man, that's such a good item. Oh man, it was a trap. Is it still a trap? I don't fucking know. Oh, it just gives him one of them. I see. I think all of this is trash, right? Except for the mandibles. Yeah. Oh, not that one. Golden trinket. That looks like a key. Tricks me a little bit, but let's just sell all of them. Definitely want to sell all of these. Money. You know what? Golden Road. Right, Golden Toad is an item. Source found in old sycamore. Frogs will remain neutral if you place a token of the Dryad in the box before taking the Golden Toad. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want to know if I can sell it. Everyone's comments I've read say it's useless. It's junk like golden rings or jeweled amulets. You can equip them, but they're meant to be merchant fodder. That's what I thought. We're just gonna trust them because, yeah, pretty good money. Alright. Oh, actually, I want to... You have like an ever-burning torch. That's what I want, right? Wow, there... Oh, he has a lot of stuff that I sold him. A lot of junk. We can buy back. Bunch of armor. Weapons. Masterwork weapons. Got some enchanted stuff here. Alright, let's buy this. Yeah. I think I sold them the ever-burning torch before. Maybe. That's what we want to do. Deal. Someone gets to equip the torch here. Simple proficiency group. You already have one, right? Oh, I wonder if I should put 2 shields on you. No, that's gotta be too heavy, carrying around 2 shields. Oh, you actually don't have a torch. Where the fuck did the other torch go? Ah, here, yeah. Here he has one. And you get to have one as well. Wait, can you dual wield like this? I guess if we need to do it, we can probably just move them like this. Instead of switching set, we can just switch weapon like that. And 9. Drop this sword off. We don't need to carry that. Need to make sure that we bring... always bring some extra food along. So we drop this off. This stuff. Port. We don't need to carry port around. Mage armor. 1 hour per level. Invisible but tangible field of force. +4 armor bonus to AC. Wait. Do I need to carry this around? Yeah. Shield of Faith. Oh, Shield of Faith is deflection bonus. This is just bonus armor. Then we have a bunch of cure wounds. We have banish potions. Sure. Lesser restoration potions. Sure. Some alchemist's fire. Remove curses. That's probably good. Reduce person potions. I suppose. And then we have a bunch of spells, more potions. It's fine. Drop these off. I'm gonna drop the Tartusio's present off for a bit there. I needed to bring... Yeah, here we go. Camping supplies and rations. Do I bring 6? Yeah. Still overloaded by all these potions here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Better have too many than too few, right? And our inventory was fine. Yeah, when we came back, we were fine carrying all of this stuff. Fuck, that I forget to drop the mandibles off. That's annoying. Let's go to sleep. I think we're good to go. Do I want to buy anything from Bakken? Tell me what you have. Goodbye. Oh, wow. You only take 15 for Alchemist's Fire. Could have a bunch of those. 7 for the Acid Flask. Wait, what? Direct heal deals 1d6 acid to every creature within 5 feet. Well, this one takes a direct heal, deals 1d6. Oh, Alchemist's Fire deals Looks like double the damage. Potion of bark skin. Look at that. Those are fucking cheap. What else do we sell cheap? Scroll of Bless? Holy shit, that scroll is pretty damn cheap as well. And Bless is useful. Yeah, that's dirt fucking cheap. What else do you sell for cheap? You sell mushrooms and honey? Here we go. We got Off Transmutation and Bodily Poisons Part 2. That is interesting. Wait, did I sell that? I think so. We got a Wand of Snowball. 50 charges of snowballs. Oof. Mage Armor. Heal of Faith. That's also pretty cheap. Potion of Inflict Light Wounds. Lay your hand upon a creature, you channel... Wait, I have a potion that... Does that mean if I drink the potion, I take damage, or I get the possibility of inflicting light wounds? Because I'm assuming this is a healing potion for the undead. Might be. Nodor says, do you know what's dumb? Amazon tablets have a game mode, but you can't activate it. Only the game can, if it wants. That seems pretty stupid, yeah. Oh, is this... I was gonna say the spells I have access to are cheap. And they kind of are, but at the same time not. Only got 4 Alchemist's Fire here. Maybe that's good enough. I think torches might be easier to use. But I'm actually gonna buy this. And why not? We buy those. Surrounds Mage Armor spell, providing plus 4 armor, bonus to AC. 50 charges? Like, why not buy a wand like this? That would be great on our... I don't even know. Thing is that I think a problem I have with these wands and potions and whatnot is that I'm not gonna be using them. Only the light cure wounds. Cheap, and we're probably gonna need a lot of this money for later. And you know what games don't activate the game mode? Grand Theft Auto. Big surprise, eh? And I'm assuming that means that the game does not work great because of that. Right. Can I somehow check our food? Kingdom, bestiary, combat, magic, deities, character creation, common terms. Wow. The wiki, isn't it? Like the food that I can do. Not. What do we have? Yeah, mandible jewelry. Death to Chief Shoot. I was supposed to kill them, but I didn't. And she said, oh, that's fine, let's not kill him. But the quest is still... You know what? This is fine, though. The mandible jewelry thing, because we need to go back there anyways. Prove your worth. Like, we've already killed Tuskater, so... It's... What happens, happens. Notices, but it seems to work fine, but not in full screen. Oh, wait. I haven't played enough with tablets. I would assume that any app is always in full screen. What does not in full screen even mean? For a tablet. Patricia prefer to fall in battle rather than surrender. Oh. They actually... Wait, oh, Keston, he's gonna be here. We need to talk to him. Attack the Stag Lord's fortress. Oh, yeah.
The path is clear.
Yeah. Keston is gonna be here somewhere, so we can go and talk to him. Yeah, here we go. Oh, so we have to... I don't know. The revival of Tartusio was not well timed. The revival of Tartusio should have happened after this conversation, and I was like, I don't think he's dead. That was one of the first thing that I thought of, right? So it feels very annoying that I am gonna tell Keston here that Tartusio is dead. Even, yeah, because I know, like, even if I didn't know, I suspected that Tartusio was still gonna be alive. But I still, now that I know Tartusio is still alive, still have to tell Keston this. And you could argue, oh, you don't have to tell Keston that. However, I do, because that's gonna give me XP. Gotta get that XP, right? Before you stands a heavy-set man with a grim, determined feature. Yeah, it's him. Keston, I failed to capture Tartusio alive. He attacked me and was killed.
Well, this is not the best outcome, but I think it will be good enough for Jamandi. Take this as a reward for your help. I'll send word to Restov and let them consider how they might return the favor.
Yeah, they're gonna be all pissed about this because I got 1,000 gold and 480 experience for that. He's not even dead yet.
Once again, I thank you for your help. I'll remain here until my men recover from their wounds. Meanwhile, we'll help guard the trading post and fight off any bandits should they return. Good luck in all your plans and endeavors.
Right, I'll see you later. I think it's time to go out. That's actually something that I've been thinking about as well. Something worthwhile thinking about as well. Well, actually, Maker Kobold Relic. Can I just sell that? They don't do anything. They're worth 250 gold. Yeah, exactly. We can sell this later, I suppose. Let's drop that book off. Oh, we can do our inventory when we leave. We don't have to go up there and do our inventory stuff. I mean, kinda, a little bit, maybe. Leave. And we're gonna be the same team. Wait. Why the fuck do you have dexterity damage? What the fuck? Was that not... Can be restored by resting or with the help of lesser restoration spell. Ah. Lesser restoration, eh? Because we just did rest. That's kind of why we went here, but alright, let's... How many lesser restoration potions do I have? 8. See if we can buy a couple. Oh, those are not... Those are not dirt cheap either. You know what? Let's ask. Kingmaker. Dexterity damage. Not. See if someone else. Yeah, how can I remove it? It says I can remove it by resting, but resting does not remove it. Is it a bug? You should heal 1 point of ability score damage each day after you rest, so you might take several rests. I see. Heal 1d4 of point ability damage. I see. We have been healing a little bit. How much damage do you have? Ability damage 5. That's a lot of ability damage. What about you? You have ability damage 1. That's fine. So you're gonna get a restoration. We're gonna use. There we go. Now we only have 1 ability damage. That's what we like to see. Now we can leave. Note points out that there's bars on the top and bottom of the screen. The notification bar at the top and the button bar on the bottom. Oh, that sounds super frustrating. Yeah, that sounds super fucking frustrating. Oops, I fat fingered and pressed. Suddenly my browser is open or whatever. Could have solved that thing. It's fine. Let's leave and we use the same team. Yes, this is our team. Down here is that. Oh, wait, we can go back and drop that thing off. Swamp is dangerous. Monsters and unpleasant creatures. So, my thinking is, do we do a little bit of exploring on the way? That's something I was curious about. Keep track of passing time. Will fail in 54 days. Like, if I complete it now, have I just screwed myself over of the 50 extra days? Where we can do stuff before some other timer triggers. So, let's check it out. Maker, keep track of passing time. Completing the quest within 30 days will give you additional rewards. I don't... Yeah, I've been already more than 30 days. Yeah, still concerned about passing / wasted. Here we go. Because I'm a noob, I didn't prepare. Right, I've run all the way back to the trading post. Right, I was really upset after finding out about them. They truly aren't anything to worry about. Each chapter has one, but they are plenty long. They're just markers to move the story line. Also, I don't know if it's a difficulty based, but any extra time you finish with carries over to the next chapter. I finished the first chapter with many days left, and they are added to the next deadline. Keep that in mind, you don't actually lose any days. That was my question, yeah. We don't lose any days, but however, I'm assuming that if we're gonna walk past here anyways, we might as well check it out while we're here. Because we're gonna lose the days going back here if we don't end up having a quest close by. Yeah, so we're gonna go this way anyways. We walked across the heath for a long time, yet no sight sprang up before our eyes. By turns, we discovered a verdant lowland with several nearabout springs streaming down behind another hillside. And then, in the distance, in the center of the lowland among the bush, there stood a single dry tree, a true giant. Its magnificent outline resembled an animal's paw clawing at the sky. But what was truly remarkable, the flat landscape was dotted by mysterious dark humps. They were piled about the height of a man and scattered around in abundance. Oh, there's gonna be a fight. We determined we should explore the lowland. Everyone says, I'm trying to make an AI model that will generate images in a specific style. Trying to make an AI model. So, what does that mean when you say an AI model? Like, are you training your own AI, or are you manipulating... No, you're actually making your own model. Nice. How is it going? Are you using your favorite language, Python? Another one says, yeah, but I haven't gotten to training yet. Stage one is getting the dataset. Oh, right. If you want a specific style... How do you fix a data? Oh, I'm assuming there are a bunch of data sets available on that webpage you showed me, where they collect a bunch of AI stuff. There are data sets there as well, right? Fuck, why am I so terrible with names? I have to make my own data set. Is that what you're gonna do? Are you gonna manually look at every single image? Or did you find a data set and then you just... Well, you still need images to pick from, I suppose. Suppose you could just image search. Or you can create your own dataset by using Stable Diffusion or whatever. Just create images in that style. And then after you create that dataset, you can create like your own AI that just uses that style, maybe. Someone says, I'm going to manually look at every single image. How many images do you need? Thousands? how do you how do you get access to like a list of images to actually look at and collect from, so that you don't have to, like, you want to minimize images to look at, right? If you need thousands, you don't want to look at tens of thousands of images. You just want to look at maybe the fewer you have to throw away, the better, right? Thinking search engines. Are they good at searching for images? I've never played around looking for images like that. The further we tracked, the softer the land became. Step by step, the heath grass gave way to moss, low-growing shrubs and ferns, and then sloshy puddles and stinky swamp water. The muddy ground sucked at our feet, and soon our party was jumping from hassock to hassock. Finally, we reached first a group of mysterious humps, and learned they were no mere hills, but dugout dwellings. We moved with great care towards the center of the lowland, and the real swamp began. On the way towards the mysterious giant tree, we saw a foggy outline of another hut. This one much bigger and surrounded by small clay statues. Right, we can examine the surrounding dwellings. We would not retreat and moved ever forward towards the tall tree, determined to visit the big hut on our way there. Our Lord Nature, standing one behind another and tied together a rope, we continued on our journey. Why is that a Lorne? Alright, sure. Let's do that. Success. Oh fuck, we lost our rope? Shit, I only had the one rope. We need more ropes. Norton says, I want to generate images in this style. Right. Time to make a game, eh? Is this taken from a game? I mean, otherwise, one way to do a dataset is to take, find a bunch of games that looks similar to this style. Or is it like exact? Does it have to be the... Is this a Japanese style? I'm not sure. Looks a little bit Japanese. But find a bunch of... do a bunch of screenshots, right? And then another game and do a bunch of screenshots. That would give you a lot of images that has the exact style you want, but you don't actually have to... Well, you do look at them manually, but you know that you do just do a bunch of screenshots and you get a... Like, you fill the dataset with some of the stuff in the correct style. What images that look like they're made with this tool? Marmoset. Excel. Grid-based vector art, pixel art, design and animation. Get Hexels 3 on Steam or download. Paint with geometry. Alright, I think I need JavaScript for this web page. Damn good looking, eh? Damn good looking. I recognize like a bunch of these pictures. A bunch of them. Oof. Oh yeah, that would be... Get a model. You don't have to pay this per seat. Get an AI to do this for you. That's pretty neat. That's a pretty good idea. A lot of work, probably. Oh, you already own it? But that tool is you manually make the stuff, right? It's not an AI thing. You just make it with that thing and it looks good. I didn't pay that though. It was in a Humble Bundle, quite cheap. But the future of a lot of art, making art, is gonna be write down what you want instead of actually painting it yourself, right? That's the next level artist. We walk slowly, carefully, choosing our way, keeping to drier grounds as much as possible. But the further we went, the more difficult it became, and soon we were wading waist deep through the cattails. Frogs croaked loudly as we peered anxiously into the cloudy water, struggling to make out what shadows flitted along the bottom. We often stumbled and lost our balance, but our trusty rope and the aid of our friends saved us from being lost in the bog. Why did we lose the rope? Like, if we tied ourselves together, can we just untie ourselves? What? Weird. The insatiable bog gurgled hungrily after us, but we didn't look back. Sudden and wary, we finally made it back to solid ground, and a place of sorts rose before our eyes. A spacious hut made of mud like the rest, but decorated with pebbles, bones, cattail spikes, and snail shells. In front of the palace was a wide and shallow reservoir. Its green water reflected the leaves of huge ferns and primitive clay figurines. The buzzing of gnats was nearly deafening. Oh, gross. Fucking gnats. We were not far to the center of the swamp, and a firm and steady path led there through the thick bushes. At its end, a tall, dry tree stretched mightily upward, clawing at the firmament. Inspiration for today is, every now and then, the best thing you can do is to party hard. You know what? Yeah. Don't take life too seriously all the time, right? That seems pretty inspirational. Or like a good recommendation. Sometimes just party hard. Good times. Nodor says the pixel art I'm interested in... Pixel art I'm interested in is the ones that use triangles as pixels instead of traditional squares. Found a Tumblr blog post of images, but I need to view every picture and delete everything that is normal pixel art. Oh, that is pretty neat. I like that idea. Made in hexels? Oh, is that what they're called? Hexels? I didn't even notice. Instead of pixels, they are hexels. Right. Why are they called hexels if it's a triangle? I like that idea. More triangles. How many do you have? Images. I mean, it's a pretty impressive piece of work that you're doing. Yeah, the product is called hexels. That's what I thought. Yeah, going through, selecting, picking, choosing, all that stuff. Yeah, I couldn't do that. What you're doing right now, going through images and just selecting all the images that I want, that's just... I am not capable. Definitely not. Yeah, here we go. Pixels, that's the name of the thing. I didn't even notice that they were... triangles. Yeah, I didn't even notice that they were triangles. You look at that. Tab says, I'm a Magic player. I do not party. That's some meme I don't know anything about. Closing down a couple of tabs here. Oh, that's good enough. From Steady Path. The buzzing of gnats was nearly deafening. We were not far to the center of the swamp. A firm and steady path led us to the thick bushes, and its end a tall, dry tree stretched mightily upward, clawing the firmament. We carefully examined the clay figurines, trying to fathom who they might portray. Yeah, that seems like a good choice. We peeked inside the hut. Yeah, let's figure out where we are. Like, whose are these figurines? Success. Goggle eyes, flat heads with no necks, ears or chins, ugly long necks unnaturally bent. These sculptures could only be the work of boggards. Primitive, cruel boggart tribes and had inhabited the swamps of Garund and Avistan since olden days. Pitiless to others and to each other, they were led by darker instincts of their insane priest kings. They're known to grow young fry in the pools inside the houses. XP. Do we peek inside or do we move forward, seeing we draw so near to our goal? Like, if we peek inside the hut, they might see us. Do we want to talk to the... Yeah, like, I don't think we want to talk to these guys, right? Maybe we want to move forward. Right, no. Difficult to tell. Well, the dinner tab says that the magic players and the partying people are disjoint sets. Why? Also, that's not true. I've partied with magic players. Yeah. So... There is overlap. I know that for sure. Yeah, we've drawn so near our goal, so let's move forward. We don't have to mess around with these fuckers, like cruel priests and whatnot. Whatever. Let's move towards our goal. Well, we do not have this. Oh, I was wrong then. I've just never encountered the intersection before. I feel like that Are you saying that you are not a party person? Because if you're not a party person, then meeting people who are party people makes sense that you wouldn't meet a lot of them. Are you not a party person? How come? Never tried or not for you? feel like there's gotta be a party for everyone, right? Why not a magic party? Volkatina Tab says I'm not. Maybe now you're inspired to try out to do a party one of these days. It was ever so lovely to walk once again along the well-trodden path. Our soaked clothes imagined being dry, and our mood at once lifted. The bushes that bordered the path seemed to wave at us amiably with their juicy green leaves and shiny bright red berries. Fresh wind picked up the rotten smell, and it finally felt like the swamp might be nearly behind us. But then the wind stopped blowing, and the thorny branches continued to move, and we heard a loud shout. Christian, who was watching our rear, pointed to a surging, crawling wall of green, filling the path behind us. The surrounding thicket was coming to life. Its branches reached out with a soft, swishing sound. Drops of sap oozed from their thorns, gleaming at emerald dusk. The path was disappearing. There was no way back, and the clear space ahead was closing. Man, what do we do? Mobility? We ran forward as fast as our legs could carry us, flying towards the closing passage, or we drew our swords and tried cutting our way through. We don't have a lot of swords, do we? No, let's do mobility. Success. Wait. Volkatina Tab says, I have tried. My main point of interest in parties was when it is over. There are many types of parties, though, Volkatina Tab. Also, there is this, could say it's over when you want it to be over, right? There's nothing forcing you to stay. If it's not your type of party, you could just leave. I've not tried all of them, neither have I. Trying all of them? That's not even possible. But you get a feel for, right? Find some here, some there. There's gotta be like a magic themed party or whatever. Similar to, what's that called? Going to a LAN? Going to a LAN? Yeah. Alright, just sitting around playing some games, getting drunk, having a good time. Listening to music, whatnot? I don't even know. Is there somewhere a comprehensive list of party types? Well, I don't think so. I mean, different parties that I've been to, it's not a comprehensive list at all, but I've been at like discotheques where people go out and do a bunch of dancing. That's not listen to oomph, oomph, oomph music. That's not really for me. Then you could call it a pub party when you just go to the party and just talk to people. That's my type of party. More the pub style party when you go in. Maybe there's some live music. But mostly it's just drink, get lovely drunk. Do you always need to get drunk to be on a party? I don't think you always have to get drunk, but it doesn't hurt. Another one says, are you seeking party documentation? Party documentation. Man, we can start talking about political parties, right? That's another type of party, but that's not the one we're talking about. Colgate Tab says, I've never gotten drunk. Oh man. Holy shit. I feel very prejudiced. Because Oh man, I'm so prejudiced. Oh fuck. My first thought that popped out... Wait, aren't you Finnish? Oh, that's so prejudiced. I'm sorry. Everyone says that's fine, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Oh yeah, it's like... You don't have to get drunk, like, I don't want to peer pressure you into that. If it's not your jam, it's not your jam, right? Colgate on tap, and that's completely fine. The same with parties. If parties are not for you, that's completely fine as well. I do enjoy getting drunk. Ah. I don't very often anymore. Feel like I'm getting too old. Getting too old to get drunk. But I've had lots of good times being drunk and partying. All kinds of parties. Been drunk just out walking in cities. Moving about, that's another type of party. My favorite, though, I think, as a kid was the home party, right? When you were just, like, a group of friends, not too many. Yeah, not too many at all, like, at most a dozen people. And usually people split up and you talk to a person for a while, and then you split up and you talk to another person for a while, and then you get some stupid idea of something to do, and then you do the stupid thing, and... I think that's my favorite. Or the LAN. Probably the LAN, where you do the play on the computer and do stuff and get drunk. Oh, no, the best party I've been to has been the Sweden Rock Festival, yeah. Going to the metal festival. That's a good party. Holy shit, that's a good party. That's probably my favorite party. The festival. That's a big fucking party. Party going on for days. Lots of great music. Lots of fun and happy people to just... Because it kind of works. You can be anonymous in a party like that as well. Like if you don't want to hang out with people, you can just sit down and be alone pretty much. But if you want someone to talk to, there's always going to be a party that is... there's always going to be someone that's happy to talk to you and hang out and just socialize. Or whatever. Colgate Tab says, yes, I am Finnish. I've done lots of babysitting for drunk friends to make sure that they do not hurt themselves or others. Oh, that's very kind of you, yeah. I feel like sometimes in some parties where I've been, that party would have needed a babysitter or would have been improved by having a babysitter, but most of the time it didn't have babysitters, which some people got hurt sometimes. No, well, usually the people who got hurt, when I'm thinking back, that I've been to parties with, the babysitter actually wouldn't have helped. Like someone riding a bicycle and falling down, or taking their bicycle into a fence. Remember that. Hitting out teeth and whatnot. That's usually the problem. People falling down and hurting themselves. I mean, I saw people getting into fights and whatnot, and I assume people got hurt by that, but usually that's one of the type of parties where I stay the fuck away from. Yeah, that's not my type of party. When people are hurting others. I've always stayed away from that type of party. One time, though, I was And one time, the worst thing I ever done while getting drunk and partying. Actually, I don't know if that's the worst thing. I've done some terrible stuff, I suppose, but that was... Well, terrible is... that's hyperbole. I don't think I've ever done anything truly terrible. But I almost caught a car on fire once. Yeah, parked car. I was making a big fire in the middle of the street and it was spreading. And just being very close to a car. I was panicking because I was afraid that, holy shit, am I gonna blow up this car? That's not gonna be good. That is not gonna be good. But luckily, I managed to get the fire under control and no cars exploded. Cool Gituno Tab says, not in parties though. More of people gather around a campfire and start drinking. That's a party, isn't it? I would call that a type of party, Cool Gituno Tab, yeah. Gather around a campfire. I've been to that type of party as well. Oh man, yeah, I remember that, and that brings me back to Fiji. We weren't getting drunk, instead we were drinking kava, kava, I think they call it. More people mellowing out. Just sitting and someone had a guitar and they were singing and playing and people were just kind of chilling out. Good party. Nice to see you again, by the way, Moonpie Dumplings. How are you doing today? Moonpie Dumplings says, yeah, is there something like an Arch Wiki, but for parties? Well, not really, because there's not a lot of theory in parties, now that I think of it. It's mostly practice, right? Like, there probably is some documentation, but it's like, we're talking about the difference between theory and practice, right? That it's not really... You can't get a step-by-step guide that is telling you how to do it. I suppose there are good step-by-step guides that you can use as resources or whatever, but that's more for making a party. Most people don't make parties, though. Most people are just party goers. And then it's just practicing social interaction, I suppose. Yeah, practicing social interactions. That's what you do. You get better at parties by experience. Maybe? Moonpie Dumpling says, I'm good. Currently researching the most cost-effective mini PC for my college dorm. Still going at it, eh? Hopefully you'll find something. Yeah. I feel like I'm way too lazy to do all that research. Just like all the research Node Runner is doing. Way too lazy. Fulgitino Tab says, I think I would rather call it a gathering than a party. Man, I think I have a broad definition of party. Maybe... I mean, party is such a big fucking word, right? Party, a social gathering. Or especially for pleasure or amusement. So calling it a gathering, was it for pleasure and or amusement? That's the first definition of a party. So... synonyms? Not really, but there is an overlap between a gathering and a party. Right? You can have gatherings that are not a party. Can you have a party that is not a gathering? I'm not convinced. Suppose you can have a one-man party. One-person party. Well, maybe 2 or 3 people can party together. Is that considered a gathering? I don't even know. Minpa Dumpling says, for my birthday, I get a $700 budget. That's a fantastic budget, isn't it? And I'm trying to maximize performance without going over power/internet limits of a dorm. Oh, there are power and internet limits in a dorm? That sounds too bad. Was it? Did I live in a dorm? That's it's more a corridor living that I had. I've lived in a couple of times. There were no limits to internet or power. Panoply says currently I'm thinking one 400 mini PC and another used $200 and plus an SSD. That seems pretty neat. Dumpling says I've been struggling to find any better deals than that combo, even when being lenient on form factor. There's also something worth oh wait, you had a time restraint, right? You needed it sooner rather than later. Because otherwise, if you didn't have a time constraint, waiting for a sale, right? When you find kind of approximately what you want, and then waiting for a sale, and just like, oh, look at that, we can get it for cheap. Dumpling says I've been struggling to find any better deals than that combo, even when being more lenient on form factor. Volgidona Tab says, if that is the definition of a party, then I go to parties, I guess. I do social gatherings. I don't think necessarily that all social gatherings have to be parties, though. Like, I wouldn't say... Like, if you go to a Magic tournament, that's a social gathering. Well, they say here, participate in an activity, and you're participating in a Magic tournament, so maybe it could be considered a party. My intuition would not to be to call that a party. However, my intuition would be sitting around a campfire, hanging out, having a good time. I would call that a party. Seems very vague and open to interpretation, and whatever your definition of party is probably fine, Colgate in on tap. So, if we go back, to, how long ago was this? Every now and then, the best thing you can do is to party hard. To go all in on social gatherings, just to have a good time, Colgate in on tap, right? You don't always have to study hard or work hard. Sometimes it's just go out, socialize, and just have as a good a time you can, and help other people have a good time as well. If we're going back to the inspiration, so... You can probably figure out some social gatherings that you enjoy, Colgate in on tap. Where you can enjoy yourself together with other people. I mean, you could argue that another way to say that is YOLO. Is that it? YOLO! Minpa Dumpling says it's not about capped bandwidth, but the network itself. Doing things like transferring virtual machines across the network can act as a small-scale denial of service attack. Oh, I see. But you can just slow it down, right? I feel like is that a hardware problem? Is there a possibility of transferring these virtual machines slower? Like, can you put... Yeah, you can put your own kind of limit on how fast stuff is doing on the internet, right? Well, Getting on Tap says I do social gatherings with having a good time as a primary goal. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Cole Getting on Tap. That could be considered a party. Don't you think? Maybe? for the sake of context. It's fine if you don't want to continue for the rest of your life. Consider that a party and just instead look at it as a social gathering. Maybe we can just say that, oh, did I remove that thing? Every now and then the best thing you can do is to go all in on social gatherings. There we go. Mobility. As any experienced traveler can tell you, sometimes you walk, sometimes you run, and the branches snatched at our backpacks and clothes sprout tangled at our feet, but we slipped their grasp. We were too quick. Finally, after what seemed an endless task, we came upon the no, wait. Was it gigantic? That's what we said, right? Gigantic? That's how you pronounce that? Gigantic dry tree that had so intrigued us from the beginning. Lo and behold, we saw an idol cut in its trunk. A huge horned three-eyed toad. Its googly eyes made it look both cruel and dumb, almost idiotic. Its muzzle hung half-open, sharp-toothed, with several hanging tongues. Deep brown streaks oozed from the corners of its mouth. Alright, let's do... Oh man, this is it. Are we gonna fail this last and most important check? We did that before, right? No, I think we got a partial success because we had success, 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 and then a failure. That was so annoying. And that's what we have had here. Success, 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 and failure. No, success again. Sweet. There could be no doubt. This was Gogunta, demon lord of fetid swamps, and serves as the sole goddess of the swamp-dwelling boggards. I mean, that was to be expected, right? Master of the great swamp in the demon abyss. But what is this? While we were examining the idol, a large, brightly blue dragonfly came out of a hollow in the tree and sat invitingly on the very tip of one of our noses. It was so remarkably strange, we didn't react. It didn't react to our movements and seemed quite content to remain where it sat. Alright, we can do lawful good. The idol reeked of evil, to say the least. We were certain we must destroy it. Or chaotic evil. Suddenly McDread grabbed the dragonfly and just held it in front of her mouth. Oh gods, did she just decide to eat it? Man. Why do they have to call that evil? That's such a funny choice. I'm just gonna eat it? Just gonna grab the thing and eat it? Unfortunately, I don't think I have very good fortitude, so that might fail. Instead, we're gonna do the lawful good thing, because we don't want the evil boggards in our swamps, right? Probably gonna be a fight. Maybe that's how the thing works. The gameplay mechanic works, that sometimes you do want to do evil stuff, but if you're mostly good, it's not gonna matter. You're not gonna magically turn all evil if you want to do that. Volgituno Tap says there are kind of like high school reunions. Do those count as a party? I would, yeah. I would definitely. I would not go to a high school reunion myself, because that would not be for me, but I would definitely call that a party. Party, and you can go all in and party hard. I would say so, yeah. When Padamlik says, oh man, I have prom tomorrow. Are you looking forward to it? Are you gonna have a good time? Do you have a date? Do people... Some people, like, I don't know how your prom look. On TV, they usually have dates. I had a date to my prom. I don't think everybody did, though. A lot of people did, but maybe not everybody. I don't even know. Kinda nervous, says Moon Pie Dumplings. Oh, how come? Are you gonna be looking for a date or try to find someone to... Do you have some plan that is making you nervous? Moon Pie Dumpling says, and friends aren't going, so I'd go alone again. Like I went to homecoming. Oh, I can see why one would be nervous going to a party alone. Going to prom alone? Man, like start feeling like a coward here. I'm like, go into that alone? I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I would be too nervous and just like not feel comfortable. Yeah, often when I go to parties and social gatherings and whatnot, I kind of feel like I need someone to have a chaperone or whatever. So I don't have to go alone. Can't you get one of your friends to just like, I don't want to go alone, please? I'll owe you one. Maybe that's too late if it's tomorrow. Notor says a girl asked me to prom, but I didn't go. I decided proms weren't for me. Are you happy with that decision? I remember I've heard a lot of people say, better regret something you do than regret something you didn't do. And that's a typical example of this, right? You regret not going to prom? Or it's just like, do you still feel the same that, proms still and never has been or never will be for me? I feel like proms, you know what? I've been thinking about that because I've been back and forth the last couple of years. I still haven't done anything about it. But I've been considering starting dating again, and I've been thinking, maybe dancing could be fun. I'd just go out and learn how to dance as a couple. If you start dating, you can start dancing together. But I've never felt that way before. That's something new that just happened the last couple of years. I've always been like, nope, fuck dancing. Dancing is not for me. Yeah, going to the prom and doing the dancing, that was more about my then girlfriend rather than my significant other. We were gonna go dancing because she wanted to. Like, that's something I would have been a better I would have been a better partner if I just embraced that. Yeah, they really liked dancing, so stuck in my ways. Moonpie Dumpling says I'm trying to be more socially well adjusted. Does that necessarily include going to prom, Moonpie Dumplings? I almost didn't go to homecoming. My dad forced me. Did you have a good time? Oh, you need to pay for tickets to prom. That's a good question, right? Did you have a good time in homecoming? I don't know if I kind of agree with that assessment, that going to prom is considered being more socially well adjusted. I feel like socially well adjusted is stuff that you do every day, not something that happens every once in a while. Like if you go to school all the time, socially well adjusted is socially interacting in a positive manner with your peers. I suppose part of that is going to prom and interacting with people in prom, and so you have something to talk about when you're going back to your normal day-to-day business. Another says, regret? No. You know what? Regret was a bad word, wasn't it? But I think I'd be more likely to go to prom if I was put in my past shoes. Same here. I did go, but I see your point, yeah. Just like today, if I got us a significant other that wanted to dance, then yeah, go out dancing. That's another type of party. Not the discotheque dancing, but the couples dancing, where you go out and just... I don't fucking know. Salsa? Is that a dance? Isn't that a sauce? Tango? I don't fucking know. Maybe something, I don't know much about dance, but I think tango is too extreme and too hectic. I would want something a little bit slower. Salsa is both? Maybe it is. Yeah. Maybe Oompa. Yeah, I was listening to Kaiser's Orchestra the other day. Dansa Oompa Te du Deur. Great fucking album. Moonpie Dumpling says, I had a great time at homecoming. All of my anxieties were unfounded. Oh, fucking great time. Great times, Moonpie Dumplings. Sweet. Then you'll probably have a great time at prom as well, right? And I think it's I think it's common for people to have a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety. It's like when you have to have a presentation, right? Go into talk in front of a large group of people. I think everybody has a little bit of anxiety or whatever, but as soon as you get going, for most of us, it just kind of... It is before, but when you get into the thing and actually party hard, kind of leave the anxieties behind and get engrossed in what you're actually doing. Well, Gitino Tap says, but they are somewhat bigger, as it is not only one class, but there comes people from among all people who have graduated that high school, or rather that graduated from certain other institution, and people on that institution were on books studying at that high school. I see. People who actually studied at that high school do not show up there. I mean, there you go. Do you have a good time when you go there? I assume you do. That's your goal, right? To have a good time, call Git in on tap. Moonpie Dumpling says, it's not whether or not I go to prom, it's about eliminating the unfounded social anxieties which hinder my social life. Exposure is a good way to do that. Exposure is a great way to do that, Moonpie Dumplings. And talking to you and thinking back to when I was your age makes me feel like, oh, I was probably extra stupid when I was your age. So much wisdom, so much skill and plan and just Oh, that was Brachinium. Hello, Brachinium. Nice to see you again. How are you doing today? Thought it was Snowrunner said that, but yeah. Might just be Dutch? I think it's both. In Swedish as well. Colgatin on tab says, does eating salsa help with dancing salsa? I don't know. It might. Colgatin on tab, like if it's a whole thing, right? If it's a whole thing with if you want to immerse yourself in a thing, in a specific type of culture, right? I'm assuming that the dance and the food comes from a similar cultural background, so it probably helps for immersion. Volgitun says, yes, I would have stopped going there if I did not have a good time. Oh, it's a recurring thing that happens often, eh? Who knows? Good morning, by the way, says Brachinium. Good morning to you as well. I've been trying to get out, to get less anxiety about going out. Exposure. Problem is, I need to follow this. I need to party hard. I need to find stuff to go out and do. Parties that work for me. Because so many of the parties that I go to, I feel similar as Call Tap does. When does it end? Or, I don't like this place. I don't like these people. Well, Tap says it's pretty neat that an inspirational quote ended up inspiring you, right? That's pretty neat. I think it's happened once or twice before, or it's more been playing around. But this one has probably been one of the more inspiring ones. Bracanium says, I have friends, but they don't go out. Makes it hard to go out. You know what's even harder? Bracanium, if you don't have friends, you have to go out alone. Well, equally hard, I suppose. But you could, right? We were talking about different types of parties, Bracanium. You don't have to go out, right? If you have friends, you can have a home party or whatever. You don't have to go out into the world. You can invite them over and have a party at your place, or have one of them invite you over and have a party in their place. Tap says, trolling is fun and good, but some actual inspiration every now and then is nice. Yeah, get some variation. I like the variation. I like the pictures better than the other Inspirobot, because the other Inspirobot kind of got old pretty quick, right? It started to be very samey. When it just gave us in the chat that the mindfulness mode. Tap says, having friends makes socializing a lot easier. I agree. And if you have friends, you could, like, even if they don't go out, you could have them to go out, right? Like, if you want to go out, and if you have a friend, then you can say to your friend, I want to go out, I don't want to go out alone. I want you to go with me. Please, pretty please. And if they feel hesitant, it's like, well, I'll owe you a favor. Come on. What are friends for? Minpa Dumpling says, I used to not have friends until more recently. Ate lunch alone. The pandemic really hurt my already bad social life. Then one person I really talked to moved away. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. Yeah, it's a good job on making an effort, not closing yourself off. Making an effort, going to prom and whatnot. Tap says, do you have any friends, StreamerCon? I mean, friends can be defined in many ways. Are we talking about AFK friends? Then no, not really. I mean, I have people I hang out with, but all of those would fall under the category family nowadays. Maybe acquaintances. Kenyum says, are you still planning on playing PlanetSide? Man. I'll play some more PlanetSide. Not today. Not tomorrow. Probably not the next couple of weeks. I'll probably get back to it. I had a good time playing PlanetSide. And I feel like that's... When I get that itch to play PvP, that's a good... That works well for me for streaming. Tabs is partying with family is an option too. Yeah. But, yeah, I would probably... the inspiring thing for me is going out and socializing more, right? That's finding something outside of family as well. I suppose... That a good point, though. If you don't want to go out alone, you could ask family to come with you as a favor, right? Oh, you have to go out partying with me because I don't want to go alone. You can leverage that even more because family, it's way more difficult to say no to family than it is to acquaintances and friends, right? Okay, Nemesis sounds good. What server did you play on? Fuck, I don't remember. EU? Is that what it... Can I just say EU? I think I picked EU in the top one. I don't know. European, because I'm European. I think I saw there were a couple of different ones, but I don't remember them. Miller or Cobalt? Both in Amsterdam. Yeah, there are a lot of... I've noticed that. It's the same with Path of Exile. They have servers in Amsterdam as well. Miller or Cobalt? Miller or Cobalt? Miller or Cobalt? You know what? I'm terrible at names. I would guess Cobalt, but I would think that's because I fought against some kobolds in this game yesterday. Yeah, I fought some kobolds, and that's could be why I'm thinking Cobalt today. But what the fuck do I know? Rocanium says that Amsterdam has one, if not the biggest exchange in Europe. World exchange? What do you mean? We're talking about server rooms here? Internet exchange. Oh, that's why... I see, that's why a bunch of people put servers. Yeah. I get it now. Yeah, where the networks come together. For example, moving stuff from the US to Europe, a lot of it is gonna go through Amsterdam, for example. Yeah. Bulgitino tabs like something that used to be change. Exactly. It used to be change. It's not anymore, though. Good time. Arcanium says sea cables and land cables, for example. Yeah, exactly. Arcanium says Amos-IX has live stats on their website. I've been to Amsterdam once. It took like I think it was an extended weekend. Yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time. I liked Amsterdam. Colgate Tab says it is funny because it takes X for exchange as a prefix meaning former, although it is not that prefix at all in that word. Yeah, I agree, Colgate Tab. That is exactly why it's funny. Oh, and it is. Yeah. Explaining the joke always works. Well, not always, but most of the times. I feel like there has been a reason when explaining the joke didn't do anything for me. That's a rare occasion. Ah, fuck, I can't make up my mind here. Oh man, these jokes are terrible. Kind of feel ashamed. All of them. Stupid. Brachinium says been to Amsterdam 4 times. 3 times because of a friend I met through PlayStation 2. No, PlanetSide 2. There we go. Who is from Amsterdam. Didn't like it before, but she changed that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Meeting people because of games and whatnot. Alright, so. How do you make 7 an even number? You take the S out. Take the S out. That's how you make 7 an even number. Oh man, should I implement cow save for my bot? Wait, aren't you supposed to write something after cow save? Bulgitino says that was so bad, right? It's terrible. Have fun doing the dishes, by the way, Moon Pie Dumplings. You know what? I'm gonna make a to-do note. This cow day, implementing cow say is super fucking easy, isn't it? if I ever feel like working on the bot again, which I probably don't. Probably won't touch it again. Maybe, who knows. Should add like a... Oh, another thing I note I can do that... inform when the command takes a un argument. For example, song takes an argument. Oh, that's great. Implement ChatGPT to have the bot write a joke. That sounds great. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting access to the API and doing stuff with it. Maybe I should do my bot again. I haven't touched it in, oh man, so long, but maybe time to bring it up and do something. Implement a bunch of ChatGPT with it. Sounds great. Kingdom says implement ChatGPT. Yeah, exactly. Alright, what do you call a pirate ship that skips class? Captain Hooky. Captain Hooky. Wait. A pirate. Sorry, not a pirate ship. What do you call a pirate that skips class? Fuck! The delivery left some shit to be desired. Damn it! Stupid. Alright, what do you call a pirate that skips class? Captain Hooky. There we go. That was a better delivery. Great fucking movie. I need to make a note of that as well. Hook. Captain Hook. Planet? Alright, in American culture, when you skip class, when you don't go to class, it's called plain hooky. And the coolest pirate ever, well, I don't know if he was the coolest pirate ever, but one of the super famous literature pirates are Captain Hook from Peter Pan, or from the movie Hook. The great movie. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. I guess it's kind of a family movie, so if you don't have that nostalgia value, you might not like it. I did like it though. So Captain Hooky, because the pirate plays hooky. I don't like this alignment system. I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes the game worse. Because if it didn't say lawful good, or if it didn't say chaotic evil, or if it didn't say neutral, I would have done this, yeah. I would have just like, oh, this dragonfly, I'm just gonna fucking eat it. Well, actually, no. If we still knew that this reeked of evil, I would still have a difficulty deciding. But I would probably lean towards this, and now I lean towards this, which just... yeah, fucking alignment systems, always terrible. Full continuum tabs, that made it better. I had no clue what American lingo was about skipping classes. Probably forget it by tomorrow, though. Yeah, I mean, repeated exposure, right? That's what you need to remember, something like that. But next time you watch a movie and people are in school and they're like, oh, we're gonna play hooky. You know what they're gonna be talking about. You're gonna remember, oh right, playing hooky. That means you're skipping class. Barely watch any American movies though. Do you watch a lot of TV at all, Colgate on Tap? And if you do, is it mostly Finnish stuff or? I hardly watch any Swedish stuff at all. Not much, says Colgate on Tap. I watch quite a bit of TV series and movies. At the moment, I'm watching through all the Kevin Smith stuff. And it's fine. It hasn't aged very well, except for Dogma. Dogma is still, oh, it's so good. I watched it the day before yesterday, I think. Great fucking movie. Some Finnish stuff, some British stuff. Oh, I have this prejudice that there is so much more American TV, but British TV often, when it shows up, it has this certain type of quality to it. Speaking of, I just remember another thing that I want to rewatch that I watched some time ago. It was called The Bodyguard, I think. Bodyguard. British TV show that I think was pretty good. Some Japanese stuff as well, right? Colgate on Tap. I remember that. You watch some Japanese stuff as well. Yes, it's Colgate on Tap. Let's just destroy it. It's fine. Clearly, we could not leave such an obscenity unscathed. We drew our swords and slashed at the wooden face, and it oozed black, sticky blood. We heard a great clap of thunder. Thick fog arose from nowhere. The birds screamed furiously. More thunder soon followed, and with each strike, the sky grew darker and darker. Soon we couldn't see the sun through the fog. The air shuddered again. But was it still thunder, or that creaky voice of the monstrous toad? Still, our iron blades dug deep into the blood-soaked wood, and at last the idol was smashed into splinters. The fog cleared away and silence descended. Suddenly we realized that every fog in the swamp had gone quiet. We turned almost with a sigh of relief and saw the flesh-eating bush had withered away. Satisfied with a job well done, we returned to where we'd come from. Something tells me we would have gotten way more experience if we ate the thing and had a successful, yeah, maybe a boon or maybe a curse even. If we have an evil character, maybe it would have been a boon. If it a good character, maybe a curse. Who knows? Rocanium says Top Gear is fun. I have pretty much all of it locally. That and Doctor Who are the British TV series that come to mind. Oh yeah, Doctor Who. The reimagining. I had a great time with Doctor Who, and then like I feel like it started to get worse and worse, and now the last season I'm so disappointed because I was really hoping, I was looking forward to, oh, it's gonna be great, a female Doctor Who, it's gonna be great, and then it fucking wasn't. It just wasn't. I didn't have a good time at all. I was so disappointed. I think I even didn't watch the yeah, I think I watched like the first season and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this at all. That's so sad. And I've enjoyed a couple of Top Gear stuff. The thing is, I have no interest in cars. So, yeah, I've seen a few of the standout episodes. People have shown them to me and whatnot, but since I have no interest in cars, it's like, heh. Volgitinotab says, and some American stuff as well, as there is so much of it, yeah. but I make a conscious effort to avoid it, to not get too much manipulated by Hollywood propaganda. I mean, there's a lot of American stuff that do not do the Hollywood propaganda. Well, depends what you mean with Hollywood propaganda. I mean, I would say two American movies are not alike, for example. Arcanium says the last season with Capaldi was the first actual bad one for me. How many seasons did Capaldi make? I don't remember. Yeah, it started going downhill with Capaldi, I felt. Actually, it went a little bit up and down. Matt Smith was fine. But it started becoming a little bit... I don't know. Like so many other TV shows nowadays, it felt like it had a steady decline each season. Like a general decline going on the longer it went. Yeah, some of the Capaldi stuff was just like, this is starting to get boring. And then... I'm terrible with names. I don't remember her name. It's like... It didn't even... No good whatsoever. Which was kind of sad, because there was a lot of people who, like, they had a big switching of the guard, right? There was a lot of people that they replaced, and I was kind of hoping for a new, fresh take on the Doctor Who or whatever. Arcane even says that Matt Smith was my favorite. That might be because of YouTube first showed me clips of him. There you go. Yeah, my favorite was the dude before. What's his face? He's fucking great in a lot of things. Terrible with names. That was my favorite. The Purple Man from Jessica Jones. He was great in Jessica Jones as well. Oh, that's another British series. It was crime thing he did as well. Genium says, I love the movie with him and Matt Smith. Yes, I like that as well. I think I had such a good time with... Fuck, I need to know. I can't take it. I need his name now. We can just do Jessica... Could have just done Doctor Who, I don't know why I did. Oh, he doesn't show up at the top? He doesn't show up as a star. Oh man, this is a great show. The Preacher. Alright. Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker is her name. What's his face? Directed by... Wait. Cast... Credits... Wait. Here we go. Tennant. There we go. David Tennant. Yeah, this is the other show. I thought that was fine. Known for... I haven't seen Fright Night. That wasn't very good. Seems Jessica Jones. 7.9. I liked Broadchurch. That's the one. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Jones was great. Notice, okay, I've just finished 1100 dataset samples. Sweet. Fucking good job. That was pretty fast, Noderunner. That was pretty damn fast. Time to reward myself with some tuna macaroni and cheese with jalapeno. Ooh, I actually bought some jalapenos, like a big thing. So I've been eating quite a bit of jalapenos recently. It's weird that I haven't in a long time, because like it was years ago, and like immediately when I took my first bite, I was like, oh man, I didn't even know how much I had missed jalapenos. They're so good. So good. You definitely deserve it, Noderunner. Good job. Good job indeed. Alright. Close. Yeah, holy shit. I missed an opportunity here. A little bit. Maybe. Do I want to go this way? No. We're going down to the old sycamore here. We could go over this way and go around like that just to explore because we're close enough. But no. When we get to Oleg's trading post, that's going to be close enough as well. So no, we're going to go down to the old sycamore. But we're going to need to go to the old sycamore again in the future. But it's fine. We're just going to go down here, drop off the thing. Yeah.
I need to catch my breath.
We don't need to rest yet. Yeah, we're just going to go in, drop off the thing. Oh, and we need to go back twice later. Yeah. One time to fight the thing, and one time with Greater Restoration, because I think Greater Restoration is gonna work. Right. Actually, let's go this way, since I haven't explored here before. Speaking of jalapenos, have you heard the yogurt song? I don't think so. Yogurt song. Doesn't sound like it's like it would be my jam. Like it might. Do you recommend it?
This requires your attention.
I spotted something. The road awaits.
Applause, please. Anything else?
I think you'd like it. Yogurt song. Oh, fuck. Try that again. Ylvis. Yogurt. Is that the one? Cover Plus Norway? No. Or is it Sweet Tweets? You like spaghetti yogurt? This one. The Sweet Tweets. Ylvis. The first one. Alright. We're gonna listen to it now. I don't know. Official music video.
Okay. Stabs and drums.
Wait, is that the dude who did the... what does the fox say? That is not my jam, no. That's what I felt when I was looking Jane Silent Bob Strikes Back. It's not my thing. It's really not my thing.
I need to catch my breath. Applause, please.
I'll go ahead.
They're all just knocked out. Are they sleeping? What made you think Olga on tap? I'm just curious. What about me made you think that I would enjoy that song? Did we just rob the bandits? That's it? And then we'll leave? Yeah, they're just
Serves you
drunk as a skunk. Yeah, but this, sometimes I wish, I was kind of hoping, because I've seen Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back one time before.
To catch my breath.
And I was kind of hoping dude is over here. I think he's over here.
Share your troubles.
We're going. Poketoon Tab says, I was thinking you'd appreciate some good yogurt. Oh, right, we didn't open that yet. I see. I have to take this way. Yeah, but what about me gives you the impression that I would enjoy, like, usually when you try to recommend something to someone, I kind of ask, right? Why would I enjoy that stuff? Because I don't feel like I give off a vibe, but it's not the first time it happens where people like, I question when they give me a recommendation and I'm like, I don't think I would enjoy that. Wait. Why do I have a curse of the feeble body? What happened? I kind of point that out. I don't think this is for me. Do you think it's for me? And people say, yeah, I think it's for you. And then I try it out and it's like, nope, definitely not. I wonder if I can take another tower shield here. Or if that's gonna be a problem. Everyone says my headphones ran out of battery, so I got out the old speakers. Yeah, these almost last all day, but not quite. Wait, you have speakers that run on battery?
I am your shield.
See, if we do this... I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways. No, the speakers are wired. Oh. These was a reference to the headphones, not the speakers. I feel like I'm pretty bad with pronouns. That is pretty neat. I'm quite happy with my speakers. I got speakers not too long ago, and they last for a long time as well. I don't... sorry, headphones, I mean. I got headphones, and they last for a pretty long while when I go out and move about. But usually I just use my speakers. Because then I don't have to have something on my head. Another one says my pronouns are he, him. Oh, interesting. Would you, like if someone refers to you as they, Node Runner, would you be unhappy with that? Or would that feel weird? I don't care. I think that they is a terrible choice for a pronoun, for a gender-neutral one. Part of me just... I kind of want to go... I'm trying a little bit just to go in and just... doing all... Oh, actually, Valerie is... Yeah, can't do that. Going all gender-neutral. That would be... like being gender neutral towards everybody. If it doesn't matter what genitals or gender they have, which it doesn't in most contexts, right? Then you might as well use a gender neutral. In most contexts, I feel like it doesn't really matter. Except for, of course, some people are prickly about that stuff. And just do whatever is requested, right? Orcanium says, wasn't there a better one? Was it Thon or something? I was thinking, why not just do E? Oh, wasn't there a... like, we have he, we have she, what about just E? As a gender-neutral pronoun. Quick, easy, straightforward. Another one says maybe some people don't want to be called they. I don't speak for everyone. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think as well. That's why I was saying some people are a bit prickly about this stuff, right? And I wouldn't want to call them they if they don't like it. Fuck. But I like the move, this idea of a move where post-gender society, I don't even know. That's never gonna happen, but it's been such a big deal for so many people for quite a while now, and I'm just like, can't we just get over it and not care anymore? Because in most situations, like, if someone is driving a car and driving like shit, their gender doesn't matter. If I was playing video games and having a good time with someone, their gender doesn't matter, right? I just had a great time with a person. Oh, actually, something I like is why not skip pronouns altogether? Oh yeah, I remember thinking about that and just using names. Just refer to people instead of a pronoun, just use the proper noun. It is called the proper noun, right? Proper noun. Isn't that the grammatical name for it? What are proper nouns and how do I use them? A proper noun is a specific, that is not a generic name for a particular person, place, or a thing. Yeah. Instead of using the pronoun, use the proper noun. Yeah. It's right there in the name. You're supposed to use the proper noun. That could be a thing. Then you don't have to use thon or whatever. Colgatino Tab says, I viewed you as someone who can appreciate the fun of absurdity and some dry jokes based on our past interactions, and that is why I thought you might have fun, might have found that song as well. Turns out my vibes about you were misplaced. Sorry. No. No, I'm not 100% sure that they were misplaced, Colgatino Tab. But I am grateful for you figuring and writing this stuff out. Huh. Because I feel like, yeah, I do like dry jokes. I do like absurdity. So don't, like, if you feel like another recommendation coming up in the future, this was not me trying to tell you not to recommend me stuff anymore. I'm happy for the recommendation, but, like, Ylvis is not for me. Procanium says I prefer not to be called they, but I won't make a big thing out of it. Probably won't even mention it. I think that when people use pronouns, it's usually when they... oh man. The plural, right? That's why I have a problem with it, because they is a plural. The generic term for some people, right? Those people. When you talk about a person and use their pronoun, usually that person is not close by, right? So the pronoun is not actually for the person you're speaking about. The pronoun is for the people who are talking about you. Tab says... Oh, well, one reason why I wouldn't use people's names is because I'm terrible at names. I don't remember names. Fuck. Paint myself in a corner. Maybe Thon or E. Make up my own pronouns. Tab says, why not use it? It is already existing a gender-neutral third-person pronoun in the English language. Nope. That's not it, Tab. It is not. It is an object, and a person is not considered an object. And people, if you go around telling people they're it's gonna be... People are gonna be upset, Tab. Not a good idea. Moonpie Dumpling says people don't really get mad, even when I accidentally misgender my trans friend, because to my mind, masculine is he and him. He doesn't get mad. Yeah, people usually don't get mad, but some people are prickly about this stuff, right? And that's... I think it's fine, right? If some people are prickly, that's completely fine. And I would imagine that some people do misgender as a term of bullying, right? Moonpie Dumpling says not using names, but if we remove pronouns from the language, it still be mostly unusual. Oh, I'm not... I'm just talking about the pronouns he and she. Like, instead of names. Talk about people in third person. Like, instead of saying he about Node Runner, I can say, well, he was telling me the other day. I can instead say, Node Runner was telling me the other day. Right? I can... Every time you use the pronoun, you can use the name instead. Definitely wouldn't argue for removing it or I. Or they, right? The generic pronouns as well. And, right, you wouldn't say am hungry, you would say Cider McDread is hungry. Instead of I am hungry, you say Cider McDread is hungry, talking about yourself in third person. Which, that would be confusing, right? Because are you referring to yourself or someone else? But to be fair, I would say that a lot of pronouns do create confusion. Rather than using the thing itself. I understand what you do it, right? It would be annoying, for example, what Node Runner said before. My headphones ran out of battery, so I got out the old speakers. Yeah. These headphones almost last all day, but not quite. That's extra typing that you have to do, and extra talking that you have to do. And the shorter pronouns are used to just refer to the thing, right? Right. Want food? Oh man, I do that though. Yeah. That want food? I don't say, do you want food? It's just like, want food? Name was doing X, Y, Z and ate that. That's fine. Rocanium says, yep, the plural is mostly Y. Yeah, the plural, it just creates more confusion. Especially, like, if you're talking about someone who's not in the room and then you use plural, are you talking about one person or multiple people? Colgate Tab says, what exactly was off-putting about that song? Knowing that would help with future suggestions. I disagree. Don't filter your suggestions, Colgate Tab. Yeah. It's not like I'm overflowing with suggestions here, so... Like, if you're given like 10 suggestions every day, then yeah, then a filter might be helpful, but... Luckily that's not going on, right? Moonpie Dumpling says another interesting thing is the term guys. It's sort of masculinely gendered, but Besides y'all, you guys is the only second person plural pronoun in English that I know of. Yeah, it's sorta masculine, but not really. I feel like the word has two different meanings, where it can refer to a group of people with penises, or it can just refer to a group of people. I remember we had a discussion about that, and I really wanted to start using y'all. Y'all. I haven't been doing that, though. Y'all, that's a pretty good one. Volgitune Tab says it is not confusing yourself as you are McDread. Yeah, I have a pretty rare name, but like, what if my name was John? Volgitune Tab. What if my name was John? No one says multiple person. Yeah, it makes my... That's a head scratcher to me. Multiple person? Wait, what? Minpa Dumplings says, oh wait, you people are also a second person plural pronoun? Wait. You people? Oh man. Yeah, confusing fucking shit is what it is. I like how we do it in Swedish. In Swedish it's perfect. It's like we have han, hon, hen. That's the three ones. One of those are gender neutral. No one says I'm hanging out with the guys wouldn't be used if you were going out with a group of women. I feel like I've seen that being used that way though, Node Runner. No, it would probably be hanging out with the girls. If it was only a group of women. Volgitine on tap says also you. Yeah, you is the best pronoun if the person is in the room, right? Mimpa Dumpling says, but I've addressed groups of women as you guys. So have I, but I feel like that's what Nodrunner was saying, right? Hanging out with the guys. It's not the same as you guys, it's the guys, right? It's a different usage kind of kind of thing, where a group of women might be the girls, maybe. Mimpa Dumpling says, do people really use Linux? As opposed to, do you guys really use Linux? Do you all use Linux? There's no donor. Yeah, exactly. Do you all use Linux? I like that one. Y'all. Volcatino Tab says I was referring to the plural you, not the singular. Right. Oh, yeah. Fucking confusing stuff. That's why y'all works, right? Instead of you. Wait, can you... Also, y'all. Can you replace you with y'all? Just does that work? Maybe. I don't even know. Mimpa Dumpling says in this context, if I say, do you use Linux, is that singular or plural? Y'all. Most people would guess that I'm asking Cider directly, having plural pronouns remove ambiguity in this scenario. Yeah, exactly. Nodron says y'all is kind of hillbilly, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I've seen it in a lot, like... Yeah, I've seen it in a lot of hillbilly situations. But I've seen it in a lot of places that wasn't hillbilly, like, and language changes, right? Like... And it's not really... It's only hillbilly in US, right? Because hillbillies in other countries with other mother tongues wouldn't really use y'all, right? If we're talking about a global usage of the language. Maybe. Volgitino Tab says nobody knows. English pronouns are dumb. There are a few unfortunate ones. Exactly, depends on where you live. Moonpie Dumpling says I live in California. You guys is very common, yeah. What does hillbilly mean? Another one says that I live in Oregon. You guys is very common. Oh. Hillbilly is people who's living on the in rural areas. Maybe usually the term is often used derogatively, I think, but people who, yeah, not necessarily farmers, a little bit like farmers, but also people who just live out in the woods or whatever, play the banjo and marry their cousins, and what other derogative ideas are there? Because that's usually it, right? And usually less well educated. Yeah, another one says uneducated. I think that's a big one. The lower levels of education is one of the... It would be the flip side of city slicker, right? Kind of? Maybe? Trailer park white trash? Oh, right. I mean, if you like that type of thing, like that song, the yogurt song, then you might like the... it's an American TV show, but what is it called? Trailer Park... I remember my sister really loved that show. It wasn't really for me. It was a trailer park show. Those are a good example of hillbillies, I suppose. Moonpie Dumpling says it's not really hillbillies, it's a different vernacular. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of thing. Well, Gitino Sabs is living in a rural area sufficient for being uneducated and marrying your cousin. Right, I was talking about prejudice, Colgitino Tab. I'm not talking about people who actually do this stuff. I mean, there are people who do this stuff. That's... But yeah, but no, the hillbillies usually... That's the way I've seen it anyways. I'm not an American though. So I've only seen it from TV. But he's living in a rural areas sufficient for being uneducated and marrying cousins. Definitely not. Only city people can get educated and refrain from marrying cousins. Not at all, Colgate on tap. Moonpie Dumplings says, I kinda hate the way that we attach intelligence to language so much. Yeah, me too, because it causes people to discriminate against those who can't speak language as well, and worse, it causes people to argue that ChatGPT is sentient because it can spit out words. Well, actually, the first is worse. Way worse. Yeah, the first is way worse. It's something that has bothered me a lot as well, because it's like, you don't know the language, and there is this thing where people just because they don't know the language, they look stupid, and it's like, they're not, though. They just don't know the language. That's it. They just don't know the language, and that's completely fine. Takes two people to communicate, right? Sure, you have your local language, but if someone is here visiting and they don't know the language, I guess that's the thing, right? Because it kind of gets together with, we were talking about educated rather than intelligence, right? We said uneducated. And you can't really have a... if you don't share enough language, right? The more language you share, the deeper a conversation you can have. So I understand why that happens. It's like, if... I remember in Mongolia, right, that I was at this nature reserve. They had a little tent place. We were living there for a couple of days and whatnot, and those people didn't speak a lick of English, and I don't speak a lick of Mongolian or Russian or whatever. And I had this super big fucking craving for milk, and we spent, like, both them and I spent... We must have spent a couple of minutes just figuring out how do we communicate milk? How do I communicate milk so I can express what I want and they understand me and get me the milk? And right, that was a difficult conversation to have because we didn't share language, and that's not a very intelligent or educated conversation. So I understand why it happens, but I don't like it either. That's, in a nutshell, how prejudice works, right? Moonpie Dumpling says, no matter how much I scrub myself mentally, I often feel that bias that someone is dumb because they can't speak English very well. Very well. Very annoying. Yeah, and that I feel like scrubbing that, it's just not gonna happen, right? Nodon says, in my experience, language is associated with intelligence for native English speakers significantly. If we're using intelligence as educated, then yes, a big part of education is expanding your language, like your vocabulary, right? That's part because you get a bunch of new concepts, ideas, and these ideas get connected to language. So again, the more well educated you are, like if we're talking about a scale, like how much language do you have in common, many things can you talk about, the more words you have and the more concepts you can discuss, the more educated a conversation you can have. In that definition of intelligence, but like IQ doesn't require language, right? IQ tests, for example, that's just pattern recognition, right? Well, Gitino Tab says just use gestures. Easy, nice. Just use telepathy. Easy, nice. Oh, fuck, I don't know that language. Damn it. Very nice. Oh man, part of me kinda want to look that up. What Node Owner just wrote. Moonpie Dumpling says intelligence is a dumb thing to measure. Half the time people just shift it around to feel smarter. So with that said, I've decided that intelligence is equal to Linux skills. Netrunner has decided that Morse code is intelligence. And Brachinium decides that intelligence is Rust. Does anyone here write Rust? I'm having these issues with the language server. Oh, I thought the crab language was the new one, Brachinium. That's what I heard. I did in December, I tried Rust for the first proper time, and I did the Advent of Code up to like day 11, 12. Then I gave up. Notrunner points out that ChatGPT does write Rust. It does indeed, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't help you, Brachinium. The language server. I am not a programmer, not very good at it. I am not good enough at programming to help other people, I don't think. Even if I did do all my coding stuff in Rust, I still wouldn't be good enough to help people, I don't think. Alright, do we have like a... first... do we have that? Right. Ugh. Legitimate interest. Fuck you, it's not legitimate. I wonder what that means. I've seen this in a multiple places. I've never looked into what it actually means. Legitimate interest and consent. Why can you fill those out? Alright, so. Type your message here. I gotta know. Yes, use Morse code. Easy. Nice. Very nice, Note Owner. Very nice. See, the joke is way more funny when you explain it. Colgatina Tabs is legitimate, right? Minpa Dumpling says, Cookies Low. I love Nick's shell because I can bypass all these stupid websites. I'm confused. How do you mean, Moon Pie Dumplings? How does Nick's shell make you bypass stupid websites? I mean, like many things, I don't think that intelligence is a dumb thing to measure at all. I think intelligence, the concept, is a very broad concept that has many different definitions. And I feel like some of them, maybe not all of them, but it is useful to try and quantify some of them. We can learn more about psychology, right? When we try to quantify things, we always run into the problem that when we look at a feature of human beings, it's always the definition of what we're looking at is always going to be problematic, right? Some things more than others, but it's always, you always generalize. That's what you do. But that's what we do, right? As people as well. We do recognize patterns, and we give those patterns names. And like that's pretty much the whole field of psychology is patterns of humans. Well, not all of it. Like a third of the field of psychology is just patterns of behavior, patterns of emotion, patterns of thought that we see happening over and over again. We give them names, and then we use that thing that we gave a name, like intelligence, and then we see, like, what does this mean? What can we do with it? Can we increase it? Can we decrease it? And just learn about what it means to be a human being. Like we were talking about that language associated with intelligence. Let's say that language is associated with knowledge. Yeah, if we say that. Education and knowledge, right? Because the more you learn, the more you understand. And if you kind of refuse to name things, or it's because I'm not sure what I'm going with that, but yeah, I think there is value in a given intelligence, many different types of intelligence, right? There's IQ, there is EQ, there is, I don't even know. There's probably, like, you take tests in school, right? What's that called in US? GPA? In Sweden, we have the national test. Yeah, we have the national tests. Well, Gitino Tab says it's funny because Morse code does not help at all, as you still would not be talking the same. As you'd still not be talking the same. Well, you're still talking English, right? You're just talking English with Morse code. Yeah, just like gestures, you would also be talking English, and telepathy, you would also be talking English. Wait, I'm confused. What are we talking about? Just a different methodology of doing it. Notice says just ask Bing Chat to translate. Oh, I should have done that. This? Oh. Oh, I see. Of course, I didn't even think about that, but of course, there's a package that does this for you. I mean, you don't need a Nix shell for that, but I would, yeah. I would use a Nix shell for this. I wouldn't put this in my config and rebuild. This is a one-time use kind of thing. Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't think of this, because now after the fact, it's like, yeah, I could have just used this. I could have just used Morsel. But I didn't. Nora says, I don't think that tool would work well for this purpose. Oh, it works in real time. There appears to be a manual mode, but just using a website would be easier. Yeah, it's probably a little bit quicker. Well, easier, except if you go through all of those. If you found a better website than the one that I found that wanted to put like 1 million cookies. But yeah, Bing Chat would also have been a better choice. Teaching an old dog new tricks. Midpa Dumpling says, okay, maybe not Morse code, but plenty of other one-time website tools. Pure code, special calculators, etc. Volgitinotab says that gestures are not talking the same language. They are used along talking as nonverbal communication, and they'll help when you do not share language. While traveling, I've used gestures. Oh, I was misunderstanding Kolgitinotab. Yeah, gestures while speaking Finnish to communicate with people who did not share the language with me. However, Kolgitinotab, when I was out traveling, and I wanted to say 10 in China, I did this. Yeah, this is 10. Because this is the gesture for 10, isn't it? Isn't it, Kolgitinotab? Turns out, no. Nope. That's just 10 in Swedish. This is 10 in Chinese. Yeah, this is 10 in Chinese. So it's not completely true, Kolgitinotab, what you're saying. Because this is 10 in Chinese. It took me a while to learn that. That was because we were not gesturing the same language. But yeah. But I misunderstood you from the first point because I was thinking gestures to me meant sign language. Yeah, I was thinking sign language. And it bothers the shit out of me that sign language is localized. There is Swedish sign language, there is Finnish sign language, there is English sign language. It bothers the fuck out of me. I wish it wasn't that way. Notrunner says, I thought 10 in Chinese was she. One does not exclude the other, Notrunner. Moonpie Dumpling says, I find it interesting how gestures seem to converge upon cultures. Nods and shakes of head and affirmative negative grunts seem to work no matter where you are. Yeah, grunts. I feel like grunts and some of these gestures, like shrugging, for example. I would imagine, like, facial expressions, right? They have studied those, and many of them could be considered genetic, that they are just the same for all humans. When Pat Dumpling says, alright, I'm getting tired, I'm gonna log off. Good night, guys. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Sleep well, have a good one. Oh, alright. Good night, guys. And guys here is as the second person gender neutral plural pronoun. Oh, fucking pronouns, man. Oh. It's funny because it was a reference to the discussion that we had before. And how complicated language is. That you can make weird stuff with it. The absurdity, right? Absurdity is fun. Volgitinotab says also, interestingly, even if you do not share language, verbal communication can still add stress of voice. Yeah, can still convey information. Indeed. Body language. Very important. Grunting language, important. Gesturing is important. That's how you get around when you don't share a language. So, all human beings actually do share not a language, but we do share language. If we have a broad definition of language, right? I mean, we share a lot of, well, let's say communication. We all share communication. And it's like, if you go out into the forest and you see a bear that stares you down, stands on both feet and just starts, "Rah!" That bear, you and that bear is communicating because you understand what they're saying. Piss the fuck off. Nodor says, I almost thought you were calling me a gendered pronoun, and I was cool with it because it matched my gender, but then when you further specified it was gender neutral, I was even more comforted by your inclusive language. Nice. I like that. Difficult stuff. Actually, that's just confusing to me. I can't even parse that. I feel like I understand what it means, but I can't parse it. The second person gender neutral plural pronoun. I'm already lost. I'm already lost. And I've studied grammar. And I'm still lost. By trying to parse that. We'll get in on tab says, and sometimes we did not understand each other's gestures, and each were talking in our own native languages, and little by little we developed our own language, and managed to understand what each other was gesturing. Exactly. Exactly. That's because we have a basis, right? Colgatin on tap, we have a basis, that fundamental basis, the body language. There are a few things that are just true for all human beings. True? That's a problematic word, but like, you laughing, anybody understand what laughing is? There are probably a few exceptions, because there always is, right? And of course, when you grow up in a context, some of these fundamentals can be manipulated into being something else, right? Because they get built into the local cultural language that you've been grown up with. Language, man. Daisy, come! Good girl! The gatekeeper notices you and her face lightens up. She turns away from her pet centipede. Greetings, ally. You come, warrior queen Bada, await you. Queen Beauty as little centipede. Here are the mandibles you asked for. All good, I make fine helmet. Take lever bridge, brave ally. I say no one, you take treasure. Wait, we've already been over there. Does that... Like, we got over there without finishing the quest, right? Where was this bridge again? Is this the bridge? Where's the bridge on the lower level? I think we go down here. Then to the bridge. Leave. We'll get in times is I laughing? Sure. Jimmy Carr laughing would probably not be understood by everyone though.
Need to catch my breath.
Don't know who Jimmy Carr is? This where the bridge is? That's not a bridge. Where the fuck is the bridge? Maybe it is on the upper level. Not down here. Not over there. Not here. Go over here, it's fine. The British comedian with a quite iconic laugh. Oh, maybe I have seen that. And if that's the case, I disagree with you. I think people would recognize it. Laugh. I remember years ago
I need to catch my breath.
an early YouTube video that got got popular. It was just a bunch of people laughing that had iconic, unique laughs. Oh yeah, yeah. That was one. That was one that I thought it was. I disagree. I think most people would recognize that. Oh shit! Please tell me I can't use the lever from this side. I'm on the wrong side of the bridge, aren't I? No? Sweet. That didn't help me anything though, because I've already been to both sides. I'm so disappointed. So disappointed. I guess if we ever come back here... if we ever come back... then now we can use the shortcut. Wait, were they gonna make a helmet? You know what? Let's go up and talk to them again. Because they were gonna make a helmet now, right? Check it out. Colgate in on tap, I think if they see him, but I do not think everyone would ever recognize that as a human if they ever just heard that. We've been talking about body language and gestures. I feel like if someone only heard it, I feel like, wait, that doesn't make sense in context of the conversation. Neron says, I'm going to make another dataset for another art style, but this one will be way easier because I have a source of data that is consistent and easy to download. Sweet! Well, have you started training the first dataset you did, Node Like, isn't that gonna take a while, or are you... How are you gonna do? Are you gonna train it locally, or are you gonna, like, see if you can train it... Node says, you know my profile on Steam? That's the art style I seek to replicate via AI. Oh, nice. I'm going to train it via collab, maybe. There we go. Yeah. And 1100 images? Like, do you know? Is that approximately the number of images that you need? Is it gonna be enough? Or is better is always... bigger is always better? No, wait, we did get a helmet. Yeah, we got the Inspired Wisdom. I'm assuming that's the one that we found. Less is more, says Colgate on tap. Is it? Take your word for it. I don't think so, not in training. I think there is gonna be a situation, though, where it's just gonna be... rather than having larger and larger data sets, it's going to be more narrowing in and just learning what data sets and what to eliminate and what to use, the better we get at AI. That quality is going to be a thing of relevance. Notice it's not the size, it's how you use it. Just gonna go ahead and assume that both matters. Yeah. Well, on tap says some people say less is more. I think that is an oxymoron. Yes, and you can still understand what they're talking about, right? more might be too much. Like, for example, I don't even know an example. Tab says, I understand nothing. I'm a Twitch chatter. Oh, wow. There's been a lot of prejudice thrown around today. Like we had prejudice against Finnish people, prejudice against hillbillies, prejudice against Twitch chatters, prejudice against people who don't know the local language. What else? Notice this fentanyl. Less is more. I don't get that reference. What is fentanyl? Isn't that... Don't they use that for... Yeah, it's a synthetic opioid used as an analgesic. Most drug overdose deaths in the United States. I don't get it. I mean, the less fentanyl people use, the more people are alive. Is that what we're talking about? Fentanyl is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. Oof. Primary clinical utility is pain management for cancer patients. Those recovering from painful surgical operations. 50 to 100 times more potent? Holy shit. You need a tiny amount. Yeah, you do need a tiny amount. Well, I mean, if you get a big enough amount, you're gonna take away all their pain. Like, if you want to deal with the pain, you can take away all the pain. Dark. Well, Tab says the prejudice towards the Finns was pretty accurate. When people find out I do not get drunk, they get quite baffled about it.
May we have a moment of respite?
I get baffled. I don't know if baffled is how I felt. Like, what I know of you, it doesn't surprise me that you're not a drinker, heavy drinker. That doesn't surprise me at all, but... seem way too proper for that. Also prejudice, I suppose. But maybe a little bit baffled. Because the prejudice did pop up in my brain. I don't even know. Never says you can take away all the pain forever and always. Exactly. Over here. No, we're gonna rest here though. Yeah. We're gonna make camp. We're gonna do hunting. Yes. We're not gonna be using the rations. The rations are, if we end up in a dungeon, that's when you use the rations.
There must have been many others of your faith at the academy.
You'd be surprised, but no. It's called the Academy of Grand Arts, but the Goddess of Beauty isn't widely honored there. Callistria and Desna are much more common.
There we go. Oh, fuck. This curse is not gone, though. Curse of Feeble Body. Can we get, like... that under character status? Here we go. It just says permanent. Don't we have a potion of remove curse? Fuck, how much is that? I only got 3 of them. Do we have like a... oh, right. Having someone with the spell of removing curse would be nice, because then we could remove curse. Is there a search function? No, let's go, usable. Have this one that removes curse. Right. That is an abjuration. Is that blue is abjuration, right? Yeah. We got protection from evil, protection from chaos, protection from law, protection from good, protection from evil. Just had a bunch of protections. Well, so I'm assuming these are all abjuration, right? Yeah, so blue is abjuration. That's good to know. Freedom of movement. Oh, I could have used that before. Colgatina Tab says, why you no drink when you could drink? Oh, actually, that's a question. Why don't you drink Colgatina Tab? Wait, did I remember correctly? You have never been drunk. Said that, right? There like specific reason, or did it just like, huh? I don't know. Have you ever tasted alcoholic beverages and just like, oh, this is not tasty, or this is not for me, or... Well, Gitano Tab says, I do not know whether I'm an alcoholist, and I do not feel like finding out. You develop alcoholism. That seems like a pretty wise thing to do. Like, if you're worried, then maybe not. That's kind of... I was having a period where I was buying a bunch of whiskey and I brought home, and I was drinking too much, so I was like, yeah, let's fucking not. Let's fucking not drink more. Because I could see myself turning into an alcoholic, but... yeah, I'm definitely not gonna do that. So nowadays, I only drink when someone shares. Like, sometimes I go over to my grandfather's and we get drunk together and we talk about this and that. And sometimes when I meet my father, we drink whiskey together, and then I get not really super drunk, but more tipsy. Yeah, I get tipsy. More about drinking the fancy whiskey, because my father is a little bit of a whiskey nerd. So I do the nerding thing as well. Oh, maybe if we go... fuck. Can I go back and ask the priest to cure us? Yeah, I don't want to be cursed when I go down here. So I think I am gonna go back and see if the priest can cure us from this curse. Fight, maybe. Vedran says, can I tell you the time I got drunk for the first time? Oh, I'd love to hear it, yeah. Drank a ton of Bacardi 151 rum, and then I threw up and fell asleep outside. Oh man. That reminds me of the time you told me about the first time you smoked weed. Very similar. Very similar story. Yeah. Remember when I took this drug here? I used way too much and passed out and didn't feel very good at all. Oh man. A pretty funny story, yeah. I don't even remember the first time I got drunk. Oh, you mean fellow Finns get baffled when you say, oh, I don't drink. They get baffled. I see, I missed that. Missed that thing. That's a pretty funny story, Runner. And I understand why you would say, oh, it's not all it's cracked up to be. That's... Colgatino Tab says, I used to be a caffeine addict, and I would rather enjoy that journey altogether with ethanol. I would rather avoid that journey altogether with ethanol. Yeah, you used to be a caffeine addict. Once an addict, always an addict? I don't know. Because, like, if you used to be but are not anymore, that kind of implies... And that's kind of what I was thinking, right? you become an alcoholic. Like you become a caffeine addict. Then maybe you stop, maybe you don't stop. Ah. I don't mind, like, I've been, I don't think I've ever considered myself a caffeine addict. I've been a video game addict. I've been, weed addict. Was close to the alcohol thing, but that never happened. Sugar addict. Yeah, I quit a bunch of stuff that was unhealthy for me. I feel like I have, for my own personal viewpoint... Oh, tobacco. That was one of the big ones. I don't mind the journey, though. Yeah. I don't mind going through the journey. More, the problem I have, and the reason I definitely don't want to be an alcoholic, is because I'm afraid that if I become an alcoholic, then I'd have to stop drinking booze altogether. Yeah, I would have to stop drinking booze altogether, and I kinda enjoy drinking whiskey. But I've actually been thinking about quitting altogether, because I do notice that when I drink, it messes with my sleep pattern, and I don't like that part. Yeah, I don't like that part. It messing with my sleeping habits. But I wouldn't go full never drink alcohol again, but maybe just refrain from drinking more often. I quit tobacco? Yeah. I was doing the snooze. I was using snooze for 20 years, I think. Almost 20 years, maybe 19, something like that. No. Maybe even around 20 years I was using snooze. And then I quit. That was a big one. Everyone says I've drank sometimes since then, but not very often, and it's not highly pleasurable to me. Weed was good though. Tobacco is also pretty good. Yeah, I was getting drunk fairly often. Like, I've been running away from life my whole life. So I was getting drunk pretty often in my youth. But then I started smoking weed, and that kind of just... I lost interest in getting drunk altogether, and then I didn't get drunk for a long while. It's more in, yeah, the last couple of years, 2 years. And I don't get as drunk as I used to, like... It used to be... get fucking drunk. And I'm kind of feeling it. Oh, where was that thing? I'm kind of feeling it that I want to I want to get proper drunk one of these days. Actually, no, that was just a few weeks ago with my grandfather. I think I was pretty damn drunk. But we were just sitting there talking bullshit, so it's difficult to gauge how drunk you actually are until you start moving and whatnot. No, I could ride my bicycle just fine. I was wobbling a little bit, but I could ride it just fine. So, I don't even know. Yeah, I fucking loved weed. So I became a proper weed addict, and I can't now, like... I don't think I will... Well, maybe if I get to my 70s, I'll start smoking weed again, but... Oh, well, no, actually, that's illegal. I would never do anything illegal. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never smoked weed. Or would never. I guess I could move somewhere else where it is legal. Back was pretty damn good. Notice that's the first time I vaped like 50 milligram e-juice and threw up. No sleeping though. I see a pattern, Node Runner. Yeah, I'm noticing a pattern here. A lot of people, when they did the snus, the Swedish tobacco thing, a lot of people threw up. A among the first times they did it. For similar reasons. I never did, though. One time it was close. Oh, man. Oh, I'm becoming nauseous just remembering it. Where I fell asleep with a big fucking snooze under my lip, and the whole thing just... I don't fucking know what happened, because I fell asleep and I started moving it around, and I woke up, and my, my throat was just filled with tobacco. Like, all over the place. Oh, and that was fucking close that I threw up. I'm nauseous just thinking about it. It was so fucking gross. Polgitino Tab says, my mom managed to quit smoking when she got pneumonia. Good job on her, yeah, good job. Of course, she could not smoke while having pneumonia, but I was quite happy she did not pick it back up after recovering. Yeah, that's silver lining for sure, Colgate Tab. Kenny says it is legal here. I don't like it either, but I prefer others smoking weed or tobacco. Oh yeah, I do as well. I wish, like, I'm super liberal on that. I think all drugs should be legal everywhere. Even though, personally, I think weed became legal here, it would make my life maybe a little bit more difficult. Because every time I went to the store, like, you know what? No, it would be fine. Like, I see tobacco every time I'm at the store, and sometimes I move past it and I feel a whiff of the smell of the tobacco, and I'm like, oh. And you know what? No, it does suck. It does suck, and life becomes a little bit more difficult because of it. But yeah, I don't think... I don't even know. I think it's more important to let people do people. Nodron says the problem with drug use is the tolerance, right? Is it? I don't know what the tolerance is on weed, but chronic use seems to be common. Wait. I feel like I know that word, but the capacity for the practice of recognizing and respecting, that's not it. Leeway for variation from the standard. But permissible deviation. Tolerance is that you have to smoke more to get high. Is that's what you're talking about, right? Like you drink more and more and more? Or you smoke more and more and more and more? Or do you mean... I don't understand what you mean, yeah. Why would that be the problem? I think the big problem with drugs is dependency, addiction. Isn't that the big problem? No one says, yeah, like you get to the point where you have to have your nicotine to just feel normal instead of having a benefit from it. Oh. That's not what it was like for me, Node Runner. Yeah, that is not how it has been for me when I've been an addict, but I would imagine that it's like that for some people. Yeah, that makes sense that it's probably a thing, like when you're running away from life and you need to keep running away and then suddenly it's like... Yeah, I don't know, maybe. For some people. For me, it was like, weed is, like you said, it's very common, chronic use, because it's habit forming. Like coffee is habit forming. Well, coffee has some addictive qualities, right? You get a headache if you stop. Actually, if you stop weed, there are some drawbacks as well that shows up. But in my memory, tolerance is something that happened No, I kind of got used to weed, and that wasn't tolerance necessarily, because I got used to it. Tolerance, the problem I had with tolerance is that the days when I would wake up and wake and bake and smoke weed, the first thing I did in the morning, I build up tolerance over the day, and at the end of the day, the weed that I smoked didn't do anything for me. Didn't matter, really. That's my memory of the problem of tolerance with weed. So it was better not to start smoking weed early at the day, because then, I mean, there was like, yeah, I didn't get any benefit at the end of the day, but the next morning, oh, feel good again. Because I did have a benefit, and that was my problem. But it was a habitual benefit. Maybe, well, that's the thing though, right? Even if you feel normal, that's still a benefit. So maybe you have a point. Like, if you feel worse because of it. But that was part of my problem. I don't think I did feel worse because of the weed smoking. I think I felt worse because a bunch of other stuff. You know what? No, I did feel worse because I did use it as a running away thing. Yeah, I didn't do anything meaningful or whatever, just sit around, smoke weed, and play video games all day. That problem persisted when I stopped smoking weed, though. No, actually, no. I did get more stuff done after I quit smoking weed. Yeah, I did get more stuff done. And I tried to solve some of my issue. I didn't succeed, but I did work and take steps that over time led to success. Norton says, I don't think addiction is a big problem. I've been addicted to substances before, and I've never been unable to stop. I've been I've been able to stop as well. The addiction for me is that I care more about weed than I care about doing anything else. That's the problem I consider when I consider addiction. It's like, I care more about weed and getting weed and smoking weed than I care about anything else. That was a problem for me, because I didn't get stuff done. Not since that's personal, though. Yeah, a lot of people have... I guess I'm fortunate, and you're fortunate like that we have an easier time quitting than other people might have. Colgitino Tab says that health professional would want Finland to get supervised injection sites, but we do not have them yet. Maybe, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea, I suppose. Reach your hand out as a society, because a lot of these people have problems, right? Donor says, if there was a continual benefit of nicotine, I wouldn't have stopped because I loved the effect or the tolerance built up. I was super productive. Oh, that's interesting. For me, the nicotine was a continual benefit. It, from the get-go, from when I started till I quit, it did calm me down. Yeah. It was a solution to me be getting overexcited, like getting angry and having anger issues and all that stuff. It calmed me down. The nicotine, so I didn't have to deal with my feelings, and nicotine helped me with that. Colgitino Tab says, I heard they have them in Denmark. I didn't know that. Where am I? Oh, right. Found some enemies. Right there. I think, however... Productive on nicotine, though. That's interesting. I never had that. Paper on the topic? Here we go. Is it lunchtime already? It's kind of. It's 12 o'clock, my time. I'm thinking of maybe going to lunchtime. Actually quitting on lunchtime today. I started late and I end on time, so it's a short stream today, maybe. Drug consumption rooms, an overview of provision and evidence, perspective on drugs. Introduction. Wait, where's the abstract? This is terrible paper. Yeah. This is a terrible paper. Productive on nicotine because it is a stimulant. Yeah, it is weird that I got calm. The nootropic. You've talked about that word before, and I've looked up that word before, and I don't remember it. Supervised drug consumption facilities where illicit drugs can be used under the supervision of trained staff has been operating in Europe for the last 3 decades. These facilities primarily aim to reduce the acute risks of disease transmitting through unhygienic injection, preventing drug-related overdose deaths, and connect high-risk drug users with addiction treatment and other health social services. Yeah, all of these ideas are great. Except it becomes a problem because it's still illicit drug use, and I would imagine there are a bunch of people who will not go here because of the drugs being illegal, right? Yeah, I think this is a good idea. And I'm just going to go ahead and assume there's no abstract, unfortunately, so we don't know if what they arrive at. I'm just going to assume that the conclusion is that, yeah, there are some good things and some bad things. Mostly good things, though. It's kind of both stimulating and calming. But for me, it was like way better than caffeine. I don't think I've never had a lot of like this stimulants like caffeine. Coffee or energy drinks, like this stimulating stuff. I guess I'm what's that word? High strung. That I'm up here, just all the time, and would rather need something to calm me down rather than need something to lift me up, because here's the conclusion. Oh, here you go. Introduction. It's still an introduction. Or do you need to open the perception, I suppose? Oh, analysis. Oh, I need JavaScript, that's it. Or we just do this. Did I? Yeah. Is it like... Nope. There we go. No abstract. Weird. Go to the very bottom. Oh, fuck. I forget how to go up. You know what? It's fine. I don't... This won't influence my opinion. Like, if their thing is that, oh, these rooms are terrible, I still think that all the drugs should be illegal for other reasons. But I'm just gonna assume that drug rooms are good, and I'm gonna go to lunch. That's what I'm gonna do. Colgate Tab says basically some rooms were closed as need for them reduced. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, we don't need them anymore because we don't have these problems. Like, the people who come here, we make sure they have nice needles and they make sure they don't get sick. And yeah, so very nice. They reduced narcotics use, and they probably did healthier narcotics use as well. They probably taught people how to not overdose and not spread disease and whatnot. as well, right? And that kind of proliferated throughout the narcotics usage communities, I would imagine. And thanks for hanging out, and have a good one. Yeah. Cheers.